Good friends, good games. It is 10:28.
Podcast day.
Podcast day. Let's go.
Fun time.
It's
Prime
been like
time.
3 weeks
There
now.
was
hasn't
a
it?
break. Yeah, there was
Yeah.
a bit of a break. I had to work
Who the hell
all
are you
last
guys?
weekend and all last week. And
I had games to play.
yeah, I feel kind of bad because I didn't get to play all the games that I wanted to play.
You win. I haven't played games in 2 weeks.
How does it feel?
I'm an imposter.
No.
That's
How
what.
does it really feel that you didn't play games for 2 weeks?
Not great this last week.
Yeah?
The last
'Cause you
week is catch up. And
Okay.
then it's really been like 3 weeks, honestly, since I played anything. And then the week before that, I was out of town. So,
Which we'll get to in a minute.
pretty crappy because I've got a log. I mean, everyone has a log, right? But these are this is like a game log of games from the past like year. So it's
You've
not
already
even
seen-
it's
I've already
not
shown you my
even
backlog, so you know.
it's not
yes.
even games from the past 5 years. It's games from the past year.
How many games do
So-
you have in your Steam account, you think?
Oh, you can look that up. It's
Is it
not as
bad?
much as you'd think.
There's a
Oh, okay.
website you can do that on. You can look up like how many games people have on their Steam accounts.
Really?
Oh, this is a sad number.
Okay, go for it. Hit us with it. Hit us with the Steam number.
199. Not
That's
even
not
200.
sad.
Not even
That's not
200. It's 199.
I'm pretty sure I only
But
have like.
that's not including. But I have games on like I've got games on the Switch. I've got games on Epic. I've got games on all kinds of platforms. So this is
I got
it's
like
just
on Steam. I've got 295. So you're only just under 100 from me.
100 is a lot of games still. I don't know where.
Just under 100.
199. What about you, Zen? How many games do you have in your Steam library?
Hang on. Gotta load it up first.
Yeah, let's see.
You have to log
everyone
in.
Everyone load up your Steam library.
Log in, throw in
Already
the
loaded.
the
Locked and loaded.
TFA code.
I hate how Steam I open it and it just covers my entire screen.
It just
You know-
likes to be there.
I feel like this may be a hot take. The people in the chat can burn me at the stake or whatever. But I feel like the Steam interface is fairly outdated compared to like how the PlayStation Store and everything look when you go to buy games.
Didn't they also update the system?
They did
recently?
They did
Yeah.
update it, but I think
Yeah.
they wanted to still feel like Steam.
Everis,
Yeah,
I'm
like
gonna
no
I'm gonna
one's
make you
upset
feel better
people.
about yourself because I only have 190.
Okay.
There you go.
Yo,
more than
190
said.
crew.
All right. Let's see. Let's see who has the most here. Dill, what do you
Eric's
got?
gonna 195.
Wait,
No, 295. Sorry.
295. Okay.
Yeah, 295.
Ladies and gentlemen, coming in
You
first
put like
place.
500.
No. I am at 263 with 219 DLCs.
So
263.
Yeah.
Oh, are we including DLCs?
Well, no, that's a
No.
separate number. I have 219 DLCs.
Well, okay. I'm not sure about DLCs.
Okay.
Just to
This-
include DLC in the game.
Well, what's DLC under on Steam?
If you go to your profile at the top, like if you click your name and then you go to profile, it'll tell you there's a section that says game collector and it should have your games owned, DLC owned.
Games. Well, it says I have 289 games.
Oh, so you
What
actually
call
win.
this? All
Yeah,
all
Bill
games
wins.
289. If
wonder-
that's including DLCs.
I wonder how many games I would have if I didn't quit Final Fantasy 14.
Wait, if you
Probably
didn't
more.
quit it, you would have more games?
If I didn't quit, I have less games.
Oh,
You
I
have
see,
more
I see.
hours.
My first RPG, like I played MMOs for a really long time. When I first really I could call myself, I'm a gamer and I play games all the time. I was really into MMOs at the time. I didn't start playing like a straight up like single player RPG until Skyrim. That was my first like stream game that wasn't Final Fantasy 14.
So, what is the top 3 as far as hours played games that you have on your Steam?
Oh, that's a good question.
Witcher 3.
Actually, update from me. I've just found the game collector section. I have 278 games owned, but I own 357 DLCs.
Ah, Dill wins.
Wow.
Damn it, I
You
was
said
so
top
close.
top 3 most played games or top 3 favorite games?
Top
That's-
3 games as far as hours played.
Ooh.
Top
Can I?
3
Is there a way to
games.
easily look that up?
Yes. So
Favorite guys?
what you do is you go to your profile
Mhm.
and then you click on number of games. And it's on the right. And the default menu that shows up is it orders them by playtime.
Oh.
All right. So how many
Terraria.
hours? How many hours in Witcher, Everis?
Mine.
Wow, this is actually
Wow.
not a surprise to me at all.
Okay, so
100,
tell us
200.
tell us the 3 games first and then the hours each. Or should we
Okay.
guess how many hours?
Guess. Okay, so Terraria, Stardew Valley,
Ooh.
Witcher
Ooh.
3.
Okay,
so
Terraria, I'm going to guess you have 500 hours.
Okay. Am I supposed to say it or is everyone going to guess?
I'm going to
Everyone.
guess 250 hours.
Okay.
3. I'm going 3.
3 hours.
No, 300
You
hours.
think
Sorry,
that my-
300 hours.
Oh,
300, I'm going to say.
I was like,
3
you
hours.
think my top played game is 3 hours? 1,041 hours.
Oh,
What the-
Oh my.
double my prediction.
goodness.
Holy fuck.
Jesus Christ. That's your third game?
Damn.
That is my top played game.
Top
Okay.
play game.
Oh,
Damn.
My
Terraria is your
second
top
top
played.
played game. Yes. My second played game is Stardew Valley.
Oh, okay.
And
I'm
third and
75.
third top played game is Witcher 3.
Okay, so
All right,
Stardew
so how
Valley, I'm
much
going to say
for The Witcher?
875.
I'm gonna say no. Stardew, I'm gonna say somewhere 750.
680.
You're actually high. So that's actually 538 hours.
Oh, wow.
Oh,
Okay.
damn.
Okay, so
But
it
I
drops
think I
off
have a
significantly.
I think I have a secondary playthrough on my Switch. So there's Switch hours too, but that's just Steam hours. And you know, I won't lie, I've been really considering, since Zen played it, I've been really considering playing Stardew Valley. What is it? What's the mod
Stardew
pack?
Valley expanded.
Yeah,
The co-op mod?
expanded.
It's
Expanded.
really good.
It looked really good.
So Witcher, I'm going
anyway.
to say Witcher, you have 350.
Okay.
Witcher, I say 480.
I'm gonna go 275.
Zen wins. So we have
Damn.
467 hours in Witcher.
Dang.
Let's go. All right,
So
so
each
what's my
playthrough
price?
is about each playthrough is about 200, 150, anywhere between 150 to 200 hours if you play a base game and all DLC.
Okay.
Okay, so let's play a little
And
fun game here.
Are a completionist.
Let's play a little bit of a fun game here. You might have to scroll down enough to find it because it logs all your games, but find the game you have the least amount of time in.
Well, wouldn't that be a game that you bought but you
There's-
didn't play it?
No, well, that's what I'm saying. You're going to have to scroll and find one that actually has time
Oh.
on it. This
I
might be difficult. If it's difficult, we can kind of skip it, or only one or two of us can
No, it's not difficult.
Because depending on how big your list is.
It's not. 90% of the games I have in my Steam, I don't play. Okay. Okay.
I have mine.
I have
All
mine.
right.
Where does it start?
So I have way too many games that I've played
Oh.
where I haven't even touched.
Yeah,
But I
same.
played Counter-Strike Source for 1 minute.
That's what I've
I
got.
think
I've got Fez for 1 minute.
I've got a game called She Wants Me Dead for 1 minute.
I have Torchlight 2 for 1 minute.
Wow. We literally just load the game to make sure it works and then left.
Yeah, and then leave.
And then
Literally.
leave. My next one above that, which some of you guys that were in the same group circle as I was, I have Sky Noon for 2 minutes.
I have the No Time to Explain remaster game. You know that Flash game that
Nice.
was around for a long time. I loaded it up for like 2 minutes and I haven't gone back to it since.
Yeah,
I have
played Skyrim
Assassin's
for
Creed
2
Odyssey
hours.
for 1 minute.
Wow,
Ooh.
that's harsh.
Yeah, I haven't played that yet, but I mean, it's so daunting.
Yeah.
Like it's like the most daunting Assassin's Creed game you can play.
I will say this: the next one above that I actually have done a full playthrough of this, but because of me having to alter the game in order to actually get it to play, it says I only have 6 minutes in it on Steam.
Let's ask chat.
And that's Fallout 3.
I've been looking
Fallout
here.
3.
Jake
Chat,
wins here.
Chat, what is your lowest played game in Steam?
Yeah, if you guys
it's an interesting question.
Yeah.
It's an interesting question.
Chime those in while we talk here. But I just noticed this here. Jake US3 has Minecraft and it's estimated over 7,000 hours.
Estimated.
That's probably somewhere near Josh's number as well.
I will say I was heavily addicted to Fortnite at one point, and according to my hours, it accumulated about 32 days of hours on Fortnite at one point. So I'm not sure how much that is in like hours.
It's interesting to look back and see the games that you played more time than others.
Yeah.
Like it's really fascinating.
Yeah.
I think
like
Morgan's going to be overjoyed to know that my most played game is Terraria.
Nice. My most played game is Elden Ring.
Yeah,
I believe it.
Here. On Steam
How
here,
many
I have
hours do you think?
How many
I have
hours
in
do you
Elden
think it
Ring?
is?
Okay, so how long do you guys think I've been playing? I have on Terraria.
Are we going? Wait, are we going with? Hold on, that's not your top played game, is it?
That's my top played game, Terraria.
Terraria?
Yeah.
You hate Terraria.
I don't. It's just Morgan plays it like
what he's
when
saying
she should
is
be
Morgan
sleeping.
forces him to play it. That's why he plays it.
Yeah, and like that, the part about Morgan isn't so much about like her playing so much of Terraria. It's the fact that it's like, hey, I bought this brand new game. I got the special edition. Look, this cute little plushie. Can't wait to play it. Plays Terraria. Like, what the fuck are you doing?
Nice.
How many hours do you think you have? I think you have somewhere about, I don't know. I'm trying to decide if I want to go really conservative or really like not conservative.
Is this for me or Zen? Zen gone.
Is Zen first, I guess, and then we'll go with.
Yeah.
Sorry, guys.
It's all right.
Zen, I think you have 800. That's my haunch guess.
Well, I'm looking at Morgan's in the chat. I think Zen probably has maybe about half that. So I'm going to say 650.
You think half? Okay.
Yeah.
I'm in the 6
It just depends on how much they co-op.
True.
625.
That was what I was trying to figure out. 25 hours?
625. 625.
Oh, okay.
625. Okay.
You guys are way off. It's 238 hours.
That's
I knew I should have gone conservative.
My second most played is Stardew Valley, and my third most played game is Vampire: The Masquerade Blood Hunt. When
we're almost the same.
Damn.
Yeah.
Stardew Valley is probably about 100-ish hours, maybe 80.
I've got
Am I
70
wrong?
hours in Stardew. No, it's all right.
Am I wrong?
So my highest is surprisingly Fallout 4 at like 98 hours.
Oh, okay.
On Steam. That's weird to me, but okay.
Did you think it would be higher?
No, I
Or
figured
are you
I
just
would.
surprised it was Fallout?
I'm just surprised it was Fallout. My next one is Jedi Fallen Order at like 60 hours, I think, if I read this right.
Okay.
I guess I don't play as much on Steam as I thought I did.
I play quite a few Steam games, but a lot of them are all varied out. Like, the highest I've got is not even breaking 200 hours, and the lowest I've got is obviously a minute. So.
All right, so what's your top three?
My top three is Elden Ring, Yu-Gi-Oh! Master Duel, and The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt.
Oh.
Yo.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And now the Witcher one was just from one playthrough.
Okay, so Witcher, did you play DLC?
Yes.
I would say 120 hours. Or maybe, I don't know, maybe 90-ish.
What do you think? Well, 120 or 90-ish?
Both. Can I answer both?
You have to say one.
Is one right?
One of them you're closer than the other.
Okay. 90. I'm gonna say 90.
90? All right.
Yes.
Anyone else want to guess?
175.
I should have.
I'm 150.
Ooh.
I'm 150.
Everis is the closest. I have
Yes!
97.1 hours in
Yes!
Witcher 3 from one playthrough.
Yes.
Oh, sorry. I thought you were talking about Elden Ring.
No. Elden Ring is like way higher.
Yeah.
If you want to do Elden Ring, guess you can do now.
That's near number 1.
That's my number 1 played on Steam. And I'm probably going to increase in that next year sometime.
Great.
We just had a first timer chime in here. 300
Can I-
hours on
Riley?
Dragon Age.
300 hours. Nice.
Yeah.
Ooh, Dragon Age Inquisition, such a good game.
I tried playing that once. I couldn't get into it.
Not
It picks
bad.
up the longer you play, I think.
Yeah,
It
I
just
played
Yeah,
it's one of those
game.
slow burn
Three
games.
hours, I think, something like that.
Yeah, it was a
No.
good RPG.
Not bad.
Okay.
Hmm?
How many playthroughs is this? That's gonna help me evaluate.
Two playthroughs.
2?
Yes.
2.
And I'm
Okay. And were
probably
they
gonna be doing a third one soon.
full?
Yes.
Okay.
Full playthroughs, beat all bosses.
500.
Ooh.
That sounds about right. I'm gonna say that. I'm gonna say maybe. Well, Dill kind of. I don't know. Dill's kind of in the middle. I'm gonna say 450. I'm gonna drop it a
Mhm.
little.
I feel
300.
like we're playing The Price is Right. I love
know.
this so much.
So Everest says 500, you say 450, Zen just said 300. You're all very wrong. I have 191 hours in Elden Ring.
Oh
Wow.
wow.
From 2
severely
We blew that
overestimated
one.
how long it
Yeah.
takes, you know.
Because like the first playthrough took me about over 90 hours, and the second playthrough took me like something like between 80 and 90 hours.
Right, because you said that it was that you didn't have a game over 200.
No. No, but it's like, yeah, but that was basically like my highest played game just from 2 playthroughs, and I know the DLC for Elden Ring's coming out soon, so that'll probably add more hours, and I want to try out the Convergence mod that they're working on for it as well.
I
looks
actually
fun.
got to play Elden Ring, but I'm gonna wait till I get to talk about it.
We got a grand in
Ooh.
Animal Crossing here in the chat here.
I
Oh,
don't even
no.
want to know how many
no.
hours I have in Animal Crossing.
Yeah, exactly.
Animal
Okay.
Crossing was this treacherous thing.
Hey, if you are listening to us on your podcast, listening, blah blah, of choice, the usual spiel here. Thank you. We appreciate you if you're watching us on Twitch.tv. We love it. Thank you for hanging out with us today. So I won't bore you with my weekend because it was just boring as hell. I basically worked and I touched games for like very minimal. So that's my weekend. Dill, what did you do?
Well, since it's been 3 weeks, managed to. Oh, are we talking about games or just talking about like what we're doing stuff?
Life
Sorry, my
stuff.
brain's
How was the life stuff?
Life stuff's been all right. I've just been kind of like, editing and stuff and like gaming wherever I can. Work's been pretty chill. Halloween season's been around, so that's been quite interesting to see. Been seeing decorations around where I live and everything like that. That's pretty cool. It's like a spider web thing that someone put outside their house. That was pretty sweet.
Nice. We got
Hello?
Oh, sorry. Sorry, dude.
That's
I
all right.
stopped your flow. Sorry, my bad.
Sorry,
No, continue.
brain-
Continue. I lost the thought. Continue.
Other than that, there's nothing else I can think of. The other thing I want to talk about is related to like the gaming stuff, so I'll probably like talk about that when we do onto the gaming talk and whatnot.
All right, for sure.
Yeah. But apart from that, yeah, I've just nothing else.
Nothing else, huh?
Nothing
about you,
else.
Zenith?
I've just been.
So much. So I'm preparing to go do some house sitting for my my brother next week. I'm now got things sorted where I'm going to be going up a bit early because I have a ride up there. So I'm actually gonna be hauling my computer and all my stuff. So I actually have to do a bit of packing. And then yesterday, it was like a last minute thing by participating in the charity Mario Party tournament. It went until like 2 a.m. in the morning. I won the first game and I got destroyed the second. Meg Kaylee and Thunderstones both actually came by with raid, so it was really good to see them.
Oh,
So
that's
figured I'd
cool.
mention that because you were talking about Thunderstones earlier. And I've been so overloaded with so many things, cooking, cleaning in my spare time. I am very tired.
I don't blame you.
Mhm.
Yeah.
The levels of exhaustion. I woke up yesterday and I had bags under my eyes, and I'm like, oh crap, this ain't good. Wow, 4,700 hours in Dead by Daylight. I just read that comment.
Holy
Jesus,
mole.
bow
I judge
down.
him every day.
Bow down.
How does he not hate himself as well? Because it's Dead by Daylight.
It's
I
not
don't
that
know.
bad. It's not
It's
a
not
bad.
that bad. It's like
um,
to each their own type thing, right?
It's a
But like,
special acquired taste.
Yeah, but
I
every
don't
time
know,
I
I
see
don't- Acquired
every time
taste,
I
like
talk
that
to someone who
candy
plays
corn
Dead by
that
Daylight,
Eric
like,
has in the background.
You
it's
like
my
my candy
mod,
corn?
but I can't remember if he prefers being the killer or the survivor. I don't remember.
I bet it's the killer. The
I bet he's
survivors
a
are really annoying.
I bet he's a killer too.
Yeah.
The real Eric
absolutely.
has shown his face today.
Oh my god, it's Candy Eric.
This is how
Aw.
I feel this morning. Look at that.
Happy?
This is happy, yeah.
Fake
Eric is
happiness.
so sweet.
It's sweet and cute.
That's how I feel about it. Derek. That was a gift from Pal. For those
Eric
that don't know,
say ooh woo.
Oh
Ooh,
my
woo, yeah.
god.
Ooh, woo. No, I get
Demi,
judged all the
I
time.
will
Woo.
ban you.
I get judged all the time for my love of candy corn.
Oh, you actually like it.
Oh yeah, dude, I love candy corn. And you know what?
I've never tried it.
I love it every
It's not
time.
worth it.
Okay.
It's not worth it, Dell.
How dare you?
I'll
stop
have to be
with
the
your
judge of
stop
that.
with your
When
slander.
I next go
see-
see Eric, I'm gonna have to be a judge of that.
Basically, the blood that's on Eric's door in the background is all the people that's
Yeah,
kind of
that judge my candy
chastise
corn
them for it.
addiction. So here's a fun thing. You know, the day after Halloween. Well, I don't know about Canada, but I can speak for America here. The day after Halloween, everything goes on clearance, right? And like,
Yes, all the
There are
candy goes on clearance.
there are literally pallets of candy corn that I go in and I buy at half price, and I'm
Oh my
stocked through the
God.
whole year.
Wow.
But they get gross and stale.
freeze
Yeah.
'em.
How long do they last?
just
for?
how Eric likes it.
You just
Like
freeze
that's
them.
the thing. It's like
Just freeze them?
it's
you just freeze 'em.
I guess that works, but it's
That
like
makes
it's one
them
of the
more
candies
stale.
that gets really stale really fast.
God,
You were
worse than my mom.
converted, pal.
That is true love right
You were
there, Everett.
converted.
Stop your judgments. That is true love right there. See,
Wow.
that is a ride or die.
You
Josh is
poor woman.
also a candy corn lover,
I knew me and Josh
So-
were best friends, like kindred
but I
spirits.
am not. But I am not. I am not converted.
Yeah.
I'm not. It's not bad, but it's not. I never go through a store and be like, "Ooh, candy corn."
No, it wouldn't be
like,
my
I-
first choice.
It's not-
I'm a fan of candy corn, but I think I'm a much bigger lover of the little pumpkins, like the little like candy corn colored pumpkins.
yes.
That's pumpkins?
Mhm.
Yeah, they're
more,
pumpkin
Those are
shaped.
more marshmallowy.
Oh,
They have a different
okay.
flavor.
Yeah, a
That
little
is
bit of
the-
a different flavor.
That is the equivalent of someone going to a store and buying like pallets of like mushrooms and Brussels sprouts because it was on clearance.
I mean, Thanksgiving's next month for them, Zen, so probably good to talk up.
True.
All right, so Everis, you took a little trip.
I did.
You did. The sweater would be a fine indication of the trip you took there. So, tell us how was TwitchCon 2023?
Can you even see it? Yeah, you can.
We can see it. Yeah.
Yeah, put a spotlight on Everest.
Overall, hold on. I gotta. Are we spotlighting now?
I'm spotlighted. Yeah.
Yeah,
at that.
repping the
There you
Twitch.
go.
There were no foam pits. No.
Oh, that's
Not
good.
one foam
They
pit.
learned their lesson from 2018.
To be fair, was Logitech actually even there this time?
They were not.
Oh,
That explains it.
There were
Actually,
a
the foam
lot.
pit was last year.
There
Is
were
there-
a lot of booths that were not there this year. But I'll get to that. So this is the account of somebody who went to TwitchCon for only one day, FYI, for people. Just subtextually know that was, I only got to see one day's worth of TwitchCon, but overall it was good. It was busy. It wasn't like there weren't people. I was sad because I felt like I didn't know as many people walking around. I feel like we haven't quite got to the point where everyone is comfortable going back to conventions at this point, and that made me sad. So it was like one of the things I love about TwitchCon is being able to see all the people that and watch, and I didn't really get to experience that part of it, so that was kind of a bummer. But I feel like the convention scene is moving in a more positive direction from what it seems and what I've heard about what happened last year. But I didn't go last year, so I can't really count on that or make any comparison.
Yeah, I've heard like a lot of good things about like the presentation and like just overall like was this very secure? Because like I haven't seen a single complaint about them like about security this year.
It was crazy because I think they had what is that technology where I can sense temperature?
I know what you're talking, because like Pow and I noticed this. We've been going to like concerts and we went to like the county fair and all that stuff, and there's no checks. You go through this like sensor thing. Yeah. And then they're watching a monitor.
That's what they had there. And it was weird because they're like, they didn't have you open your bag or anything like that. They're just like, just walk through. I didn't hear any problems. And it was fast. So that was really nice. They didn't have to go through bags and stuff like that. They did have requirements on bag size. I think it had to be less than 12 by 12 by 6, I want to say. Don't quote me on that. But, a medium-sized bag. They said no backpacks. People were still using backpacks. So there was a little bit of wishy-washiness on requirements. But as far as I know, everything was smooth in that area. Security was okay. And yeah, I assume that's what they were doing to check people because...
Yeah. We've noticed that a lot, because I think the one that really concerned me was like the county fair. We went to the county fair and there was no like bag check per se. We went through these scanner things, like you were saying. We went through these scanners and there's like a security person watching a monitor. And like Pow and I, one of the first, like maybe the first 20 minutes of our discussion while we were walking through the fair, I was like, that was really, really weird, right? Like they didn't check us for anything. It's almost kind of scary. Disneyland was the same way too. Yeah.
Disneyland didn't check bags either?
No.
Universal Studio did last year.
Maybe whatever they have to that scanner like checks what it is first before letting you in. So who knows?
Yeah, it's
That's
like
crazy.
It's kind of, it was kind of concerning, but yeah, I'm not sure. But I think that's what they're doing now. They're just like these scanners, because like we went to see Metallica and it was all that scanner. Like you just walked to a scanner. And then if they see a problem, then they stop you. Like they know what to look for on the monitor, I guess. But go ahead and I guess the question I have now. So like obviously there was complaints about Vegas. They have a shit ton of stuff going on in Vegas right now. They've got the Formula One getting set up.
Yeah, Formula One construction was more an issue for people who wanted to see Vegas as it was. But unfortunately, there's metal scaffolding everywhere to protect buildings and whatnot. Navigating downtown is a nightmare. Like a bunch of the parking facilities that are usually open, you couldn't get to because certain roads were blocked off. And I don't know. It's already kind of a weird place to have a convention, at least that kind of convention, because being that it's so social and people like to do stuff outside of the con floor, because all of the buildings are already so far apart. And for people who've never been to Vegas before, if you look at a map and you're like, oh, this casino is next to this casino, that's only going to take like 2 minutes to get there. No, to get from one casino to the next, it's at least a 10 to 15 minute walk because it's not straight. Nothing is straight. Nothing is to the point. You have to weave and bob through something. Escalators, what do you call it? Bridges, that kind of thing. So it takes forever to get anywhere. And then when you're adding construction on top of that, it was rough. It was rough. But if you just wanted to like casually go through Vegas, yeah, it's fun. It's a fun experience. Take a group, you go from one to the next and do whatever you want to do. But if for people who want to meet somewhere specific, it can be hard to navigate where exactly you're going because it's like, oh, this restaurant's in this casino, but then you have to find the restaurant in the casino, which is huge. And it's just, it's a nightmare for people who have never been there.
Yeah. And everything's designed around going through the gambling floor. Like everything is designed to where you have to pass the gambling floor to get to it.
Especially the older ones.
Yeah. Funny enough, you mentioned all this because my company was actually in Vegas. That was the work we were doing. We were working at an office in Vegas. And one of my colleagues was like, yeah, our hotel, like on paper, was only 2 blocks away. But I was like, yeah, that 2 blocks is literally a mile in Vegas.
It's
like,
so long. It's so far. Like you can easily rack up 20,000, even 30,000 steps a day walking through Vegas. It's insane. So if you want to rack up your steps, go to Vegas because you'll get them there.
What were the vibes on the floor? Like aside from the the con floor, people excited to see each other again.
Oh yeah, people were hugging. It was pretty fun to see all the groups coming together, and it honestly made me feel kind of lonely because I didn't have my group, It made me feel really sad.
I'm sorry.
Don't be. It's expensive. It was expensive.
Yeah.
And I'll talk a little bit more about that later. But yeah, I didn't have the group, and I missed that part of TwitchCon a lot. And but yeah, it was a good vibe. It was a weird vibe. It was good and it's weird. I feel like every year convention goers get a little bit weirder and weirder every year.
A little.
Yes. A little. I'm not going to get too far into it, but some people, I'm not even just talking about people who cosplay in, underwear or whatever. Just general weirdness that you kind of only really understand going to TwitchCon. It's like, I don't know, if you can, going to TwitchCon, you can go around the city and look and say, that person's going to TwitchCon. That person's going to TwitchCon.
Right.
We are a specific breed of people. And I feel like every year we kind of diverge further and further into this like Twitch vibe. I know it's very hard to explain.
Question.
Yeah, sure.
Did you touch the grass?
What?
You're in the
Wait,
desert,
hold on.
Bill. There's no grass in Vegas.
Was there a meme that I missed?
There was so those who don't know,
I
I saw
remember
this
this
online. The Twitch put this like section of grass basically that they had at the front of the
Yeah, I saw they posted about this.
Yeah.
No, I didn't see it.
No.
I don't know.
Good. All I have to say is good because apparently I heard that the people weren't just touching it, they were also licking it.
Ew.
Oh,
Yeah.
come on.
Yeah. So
Ew.
good job.
Well, she said it herself. The TwitchCon community gets weirder and weirder every damn year.
Very much so, yeah.
It kind of does. I'm not. It's a no judgment thing. It's just
Yeah, I'm just gonna get together with the boys. Gonna
How am I
dye
supposed-
my hair purple.
How am I
and
supposed to say this
green.
without sounding like I'm judging people
I'm gonna
about
wear
it?
a
Judge
battle
them.
bra, and I'm
Judge them.
gonna fucking go in there in my underwear, and I'm gonna lick grass and. Yeah. I will not. All right, I'll leave it at that. But yeah,
Yeah.
It was good. There was actually, speaking of touching things, this is a very weird segue.
Oh,
I shouldn't
hello.
have said that. There was a really cool giant keyboard, and I forgot who put it there. But it was I don't know, 15 feet wide.
Ooh.
It was like a human sized. It was like a human sized mechanical keyboard. So when you pushed on the keys, it actually like made that like sound, and it was pretty cool. And I wanted to take a picture with it just to kind of have like a size ratio. And I was like, "Oh, can I put my foot on the space bar?" And they got pissed. They're like, "No. It's like as if I was gonna like start dancing on it or something. I was like, "No, I just want to."
It sounds like it was expensive to make, and that's why
It
they're like,
might
no,
have
don't touch
been.
it. Yeah.
You could push it with your hands. You couldn't push it with your feet. I think it might have been like a weight issue. Like maybe it would have
Maybe.
crushed it if
Yeah.
you. But all I wanted to do was just like put my foot on top of it, just so you could. You know what I mean? Like it was a photo. It was doing the Instagram thing, right?
It was an unintentional thing that
They
they got a little bit too overreacted to, pretty much.
They just didn't know what I was gonna do.
Yeah.
Hence,
Okay.
weird community. Twitch people are weird.
Am I authorized to show this, Everis?
The picture?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can show the picture.
Okay, here we go, guys.
It's cool. It's cool. It's just.
And if I did this correctly,
Let's see.
And here we go, ladies and gentlemen.
There she is.
There is Everis.
Okay,
Getting in trouble.
I guess the size correctly. It's about 15 feet wide. It was really cool.
I guess
RGB
you
and
could say.
RGB and everything.
I say
I
that's
guess you
about
could
10
say
to
that
12
Twitch
feet.
can't. Oh, I really want to make this joke. I guess you could say that they can't keep you away from trouble
Wait, what?
Huh?
because it's a keyboard. They can't keep you away from trouble.
Yeah.
Out of trouble.
That was really bad.
That's a big stretch, Sam. I'm sorry. Jesus Christ.
So there you go. There is Everis on the
Giant
on the
keyboard.
big giant keyboard, and you could tell by
Yeah.
the look on Everis's face, she's like happy but realized she's getting in trouble at the same time.
But she's so far from
had to
everyone. She just wanted some
balance.
space.
I had to
Get a good
balance
space bar.
there, and I feel like it doesn't look like they were looking at me, but I feel like they were glaring at me in the background.
You can see the girl's eyes over there, just like, how dare
I
you
know.
touch the keyboard? How dare you?
I like how
No,
it's
you can
off in
touch
the
it. You just
corner.
can't step on it.
I like how it's just off in the corner.
I know I didn't know about it until someone said it. Was like, "Have you seen the giant keyboard?" And I was like, "No." So we went to see the giant keyboard.
Before we move on to games here, any fantastic like gadgets or anything you saw there that are like, God, I need that in my arsenal?
There's not necessarily, not really. No, not really. I guess it just depends on how advanced your current setup is.
I saw the Corsair desk, and the Corsair desk is
Corsair was not there.
Yeah, Corsair wasn't there.
Corsair was not there.
they
There were a lot. That's what I said. A lot of the regular
but
stalls were
Elgato
not
was,
there this
which
year.
is weird. Well, Elgato makes
Elgato was.
Elgato
It feels
was
like
there, yeah.
Elgato has to be. Did you say hi to Angelica?
I didn't. She was busy.
Aw,
Oh,
congrats to her. She's really living the dream, you know.
yeah.
I know.
but-
She's well in it right now.
But okay, so
she was
Elgato makes
busy.
sense. Only gadget I have my eyes on is a 2-basket air fryer for meal prepping. You and me both,
Air fryers are good. If you haven't got an air fryer, definitely recommend it.
It's one of the most valuable kitchen utensils you will have. All right,
I do want to wrap up with this thought though.
go for it.
The final thing about, I think that it was a fun place to have TwitchCon overall, but I think that it's not very straightforward. And there was also a lot of things going on this weekend in addition to TwitchCon. So there was
Yes.
Formula One. There was another convention next door called MetalCon. And it
Ooh.
sounds a lot cooler than it really is. It's literally a convention for metal construction products, technologies, and
awesome.
solutions
That's
in the metal
Okay.
construction industry.
What's actually
Alright.
hilarious is two of my friends that are like pure metalheads is like, yeah, we're going to MetalCon. They went there and they're like,
What
this
the
isn't
shit?
what we thought it was. And they took a picture. They had like the devil horns out, but they were like, they're very disappointed.
Oh.
Yeah, that was going on. That was literally going on next door. And then there was some aviation convention. And then that same weekend, there's actually the When You Were Young.
EmoCon.
Yeah. So we got Green Day, Blink 182, 30 Seconds to Mars, Rise Against, 5 Seconds of Summer, Good Charlotte. And then it just gets more and more.
So they
Oh,
had an
Simple Plan.
Aviation Con, they had Metal Con and TwitchCon and a Green Day
Emo-con.
concert.
Emo
Like,
con.
you think
all-
about it,
And Formula One, all
they
on the
were
same
certain-
weekend.
they could have had like a heavy metal convention and like the B movie convention, but they
They could have done.
completely missed. They completely flubbed that up.
So I asked the TwitchCon convention committee. I said con twice, but whatever.
Mhm.
Con.
Was Vegas really the best place that you could have had the TwitchCon this year? That's all I'm gonna. All
Well,
I'm
they're
gonna
actually
say.
never going to be doing it there. They've already
Did
confirmed.
they already confirmed never
Yeah,
again?
it's not going to be
Yeah.
at Vegas.
Yeah.
Same with
I've
Long
already-
Beach. I
I've
think
posted
Long Beach was just not it. There was no internet in Long Beach when they did the Long
There
Beach
was
Convention
no,
Center.
there wasn't.
Yeah,
Holy
I had
crap.
no connection.
That was bad. But what do you think is worse, Long Beach or San Jose? Do you remember San Jose? Like the first day, everyone was outside waiting to get into the convention for like hours.
That was
Yes,
poor
I was in the
planning.
leather jacket.
Like 3 hours in line waiting to get into the
Yeah.
convention.
I was
That was-
cooking.
And then they
Poor
ran out of
planning.
merch.
That was poor planning, I think, on the city's part. If they got back to San Jose probably be better prepared.
Yeah,
Long
San Jose's
Beach-
not really a convention city, is it? Really?
Well, there's
No.
no restaurants or, you know,
Right, that was the
fun
problem I was
entertainment or
seeing.
anything.
Long Beach at least had that stuff. The problem with Long Beach was more technical issues. They had no internet in the building or whatever. And
Yeah.
a lot of the restaurants and stuff would close down early, like in Long Beach. And I'm like, that's
Oh, yeah. I forgot about that.
yeah, it's like crazy weird. San Diego, I get it. You know, as much as trendy as it is to be, San Diego is the spot to do it.
It's the
Yeah.
best. It's always been the best years have been there.
Yeah, it's San Diego. It works. There's a reason Comic-Con is there. It works. They're
Yeah.
prepared. They've done this tons of times. They have the nightlife for it. They have everything. The
I
Should
just
weather.
we-
don't. I thought that they like contracted to have like the next 5 years, like starting this year would have been. You know, I thought that they were contracted to stay at that convention center for the next whatever years on that
Who knows?
weekend.
Something might have happened with the pandemic with the contract agreement and all that stuff. You know, something got violated.
Um,
Who knows?
So even though it was like one of the list of articles that we wanted to talk about, we may as well, like, because we're
Okay.
discussing it. So the Twitch CEO Dan Clancy, who I actually had the pleasure of getting to talk to, so he said on a podcast that the next time that so basically what they want to do is they want to settle on like a permanent place to have TwitchCon. And jokingly on this podcast, he also said it's going to Ohio, but it's
Yeah.
already been confirmed. That was just a joke because he was just hanging with some guys, and I do appreciate that this CEO is actually, willing to make himself as visible and as possible, and actually communicate something that what is it, Emmer? I forget what his name is. I
Emmett.
don't remember him at all.
Emmett Shear.
Emmett.
So, so he actually has like is regularly on streams and just very transparent about a lot of things that Twitch does. So, but I think with the next destination of TwitchCon, we will know what is going to be the permanent home for future TwitchCons, because after
I
that,
hope
I think
so.
So-
I think
the only
having
other-
something permanent would be nice.
I think the only other place they could really do it in California that's idealistic, and call me crazy, people will have their opinions. You have San Diego, obviously, is my number one. Anaheim might work. Anaheim is a big convention center. There's Disneyland. There is restaurants. There's plenty of hotels and all that stuff around Disneyland. LA, it literally hosted E3 for, decades.
Yep.
LA would work. But then again, of course, there's things like pricing and all that stuff. But my
I was
number
gonna say
one is
it's
San
more
Diego.
expensive there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
San Diego works. It just works.
Yeah, San Diego, I felt the prices were fair. I felt that there was just I was able to walk to the convention center, and it was a short ride to the airport. I had no problems whatsoever at San Diego, and all that. I got to go to Balboa Park, and it was gorgeous up there. I had the best time with San Diego. Like, not a single bad thing I could say about it. Sure, it's California. It's a bit more expensive. But I think, like, out of all the TwitchCons that I've been to, that one was the best, and it was the best location.
Seattle
just
would
hope
work
that-
too. Seattle is actually a fantastic place because PAX West is up in Seattle, and it's fantastic.
Yeah. But so if it's can't be San Diego, where do you guys think TwitchCon should be? Well, in North America.
Seattle.
I want to say Seattle if we can't do.
Seattle is already, there's so much to do there, and it's not crazy. Like, if you don't want to hotel downtown, you can hotel out of town and just take the rail up.
Yeah.
Easy. Like,
I would say
transportation
Seattle.
is easy, walkability is easy. There's lots to do there.
That's also why San Diego works.
It
Yeah,
might be small. Well, they had, I don't know.
What's the cost of flights to get to Seattle?
Not
Probably
sure.
cheaper.
Me, it was like under $100 from
It's
from
not.
Southern
It's
California.
not. It's not like a huge tourist. I mean, it's touristy, but it's not so touristy that they're gonna hike up the prices specifically because it's not terrible.
Yeah.
That's all I'm gonna say. It's not terrible. And the time of year matters too. Like, the
Weather
summer more
plays, yeah.
expensive. In the fall, it's actually really affordable because that's when the weather starts to go sour.
Yeah.
So it's plausible, but I thought they wanted to stick in California because that's where Twitch headquarters is in California, as I understood it.
So we'll see what happens. I mean, Dan Clancy's an interesting guy. I'm not 100% on board with him yet, but I feel like if he doesn't necessarily know what he's doing yet, he's trying to figure it out, if that makes sense.
He is trying to figure it out, but at the same time, he is kind of a weird person, honestly.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the perfect fit.
Yeah, he seems a bit odd, but I do like that he's trying, and he's trying to be more visible. Like, you actually see him on stage for like a lot of like the TwitchCon events. He actually introduced some pretty interesting news articles from the con, such as people being able to multi-stream on multiple platforms, people being able to. I think he also is adding like 4 new animated emotes for partners and affiliates. What else is there?
Yeah, did you guys see all the new stuff? Like, there's Twitch Stories.
Yeah, Twitch Stories.
Are you guys gonna use Twitch Stories at all?
I do want to use it. Yes,
I've completely. Honest answer, I completely forgot about that until you just mentioned it.
Yeah.
So that answers the question.
We're gonna figure out how to utilize the story stuff here, and then obviously we're gonna look into the simulcast stuff.
And there's the new mod tools, right? Where you can like talk. What is it? You can
you can issue
a warning without talking in chat about it. I think.
Yeah. It's like a private warning you can give to someone to kind of not call them out in chat, but also be like, hey, you're kind of on thin ice here. You please.
Yeah, it's like pulling them into a corner. It's like pulling them away into the corner and being like, hey, you know, chill. I like the idea and I like the concept.
And then there's multi-streaming. Multi-streaming is now allowed.
Yeah,
you can now stream on YouTube.
Yeah,
and TikTok and Twitch at the same time.
Yep.
And other platforms if they so suit your fancy.
I hope OBS builds these tools into the whole thing so I don't have to have 5 different OBSs running. They have to, right?
Does that work? Can you run 2 OBSs at the same time?
No. Especially if it activates, if it uses the exact same things.
Yeah,
like there are ways you can do it.
The camera wouldn't work.
Because I do know people that like multi-stream to different platforms. Like I know someone that does it to Twitch and YouTube at the same time and doesn't care about Twitch's
so what I need
rules.
what I need before we get into video games here, this multi-stream, because this multi-stream thing is a big deal. What I need from the OBS end is I need tabbed profiles. I need
Yeah.
to be able to tab between the different profiles. That way I'll be like, okay, here's my TikTok profile, and I have that interface up, with the vertical view and all that kind of jazz. And then, YouTube and all that other, the different profiles with the different config setup, but it's utilizing just the same hardware on my PC, but different profiles running at the same time. If I can get
think a bunch of
yeah.
There's
I
gotta
think a
be,
bunch
like,
of cool software is going to come out pretty
Yeah,
soon with all
hopefully.
of this.
Because
Or at
even
least
if it isn't
updates.
OBS itself, like I'm pretty sure someone will come out with like a custom plugin that you can install anyway.
Right.
It allows you to do that.
The OBS thing scares me sometimes because they are literally I would say they're the only one. There's tools out there, there's like the Razor tool and all that stuff that help you stream. But like OBS is the only one that really utilizes everything to its fullest capacity. And it's
XSplit's
free.
not bad. You have to pay for it, but XSplit
Right.
is
But that's what scares. See, OBS is technically free. And by the licensing, the way licensing for OBS works, it's supposed to remain free. But who knows? Like out of the blue, anywhere we put all our eggs in one basket, and OBS out of nowhere is like, yeah, sorry, we got to charge $100 a month for this thing. And then think about how many people would be forced to pay it just because of the capabilities of it. It's scary to think about, but I don't think it would
probably
happen.
be like what happened with Adobe when they started charging people like a year monthly for like their things. Everyone would just say, "Nah, fuck that. We're just gonna just use the ones before the update, and then boom, done." So
Yeah.
that's what I feel like will happen.
I
All
can't
right.
imagine navigating multiple chats.
Oh God.
I already have issues with one chat. I
I mean, I
can't
was having a
imagine
bit of a freak out. What was it yesterday? Because I had like I was in a Mario Party tournament. I was trying to focus on the chat, trying to raise money, and then my chat was booming. I was getting I had like 5 raids within like an hour. I'm just like,
Calm down.
there comes a point where you can't worry about that because it's maintaining the balance. You're either going to lose gameplay or you're going to lose
People.
chat
Yep.
interactivity. So yeah, you just kind of get to a point where sadly it becomes very, very,
thing.
very hard to do both.
Yeah. We'll see what happens. Bring me tools, OBS. Bring me more tools. I also already need a bigger Steam Deck now that I'm trying to do this whole thing with the pod. We're trying to make the pod look fancier and professional with all the spotlights and everything. I need that 32 button Stream Deck now. I was like, holy crap.
I should have bought you one.
I was hoping Angelica would give us some kind of like back end discount or
Deal.
something
Yeah.
and just be like, hey, can we get a couple of Stream Decks?
You know what? I wonder. I bet she gets a discount.
She probably
You
does.
know.
Probably, yeah.
Probably should.
I
slip
would
it.
be like, Angelica, give me a demo unit or something. It's fine. I just need a
Just a little-
32.
Just a little Elgato software.
I'm not
Just a
opposed to
little.
buying one, because I'm not opposed to buying it, but the 32 key Stream Deck is almost $100 more than
Yeah, it is.
the 20 key or whatever this is. The 20.
They're starting to
15 key.
merge Stream Deck esque technology with your can't even think what it's called right now with
Like
your mixer.
Yeah, your mixer.
So it's
and
like
all
an
that stuff.
all-in-one type
And-
thing.
But yeah, like the 15 button's about a 120, 115, $120, and the 32 button is $250. And I'm like,
Yeah, it's
that
a
is a
lot.
big price discrepancy. Like $50 more, I'd bite. I'm like, okay.
Why do you think it's costs so much?
I don't
like,
know.
Because they
It
can.
can't be that complicated. You're just putting more buttons on it.
Yeah.
It comes down to
I
like,
don't know.
well, it comes down to like the business end of it, where they're like, okay, we sell way more of the 15 button ones, so therefore we get the parts to manufacture them cheaper because we have to order more units to, build them, versus the 32 button, where if their sales for it are, a fraction of the price of the 15 key, it costs them more to get the parts for that design. That's the way I see it. It's all cost, how much they're ordering to build them versus, but that's all business stuff. Anyway, video games.
Hi.
All right, we're going to focus on 2 main games this pod because it is one of the biggest launch weeks, I think, in video game history.
Literally.
So, We have two main focuses here. Dill
Hi.
spent majority of his time with Spider-Man 2. And Zenith and I spent a majority of our time with Super Mario Wonder. Yes, I switched to Super Mario Wonder. And then Everis was, in TwitchCon. So
Being Everis.
I got Josh bought me Super Mario Wonder yesterday.
Okay, did you
It's
get to touch
actually
it yet?
$5 off at Costco right now.
Ooh.
Okay, so
Cool.
what is it?
Did you play it?
I am going to stream it.
Okay,
When?
Let me know because I would like to come play.
You want to come play?
Yes. Because
Um,
Eric and I did multiplayer and we actually released a
probably-
video.
No one's supposed to know. It's supposed to be a surprise.
Oops.
I haven't
Sorry,
streamed in-
Everis is streaming Super Mario Wonder. I am tweeting about it right now.
Oh, yes.
yeah, throw it out there for the world to see.
Tweet time.
I want to play tonight.
Ooh.
Apparently, I'm going to Costco because Pal wants a copy now. Pal was on the fence, but now she's going to Costco. We're going to Costco today, boys.
There you go.
Okay. So, where would we like to start? Do we want to? Where would we like to start with Spider-Man, or would we like to talk about Wonder? Let's
Let's
take
do,
a
I'd
let's
consensus.
do
say-
Spider-Man.
Let's
You-
do Spider-Man.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
I don't mind if you two want to just
No,
go
Dill, I wouldn't-
under.
Okay, so
Hey,
Dill,
you had your
before you
video.
get started
You had
here,
you had your video taken from you because of technical difficulties.
yes, that was.
So I want to
we
hear.
did have it. It was bad. It was all Eric's fault. It was bad.
It's all
We
right.
will not have that problem no more. But we will have Dill have his time to shine. Dill, please be mindful of the spoilers. This is still fresh.
I know. I'm trying to I've written things down so I don't have to not know what to say and everything like that without spoiling anything. So I got my copy of Marvel Spider-Man 2 technically the day before it came out because my delivery arrived the day before for it. But I was asleep when they tried delivering it because it was 7:30 in the morning. So I ended up missing the delivery and I tried calling up the services to try and get it redelivered. Couldn't until the next day.
Did you have missed delivery issues too?
Yeah.
Shit, so did Josh.
Yeah.
He was so mad.
Yeah. So basically, the only thing that I could do was wait until they delivered it to the next day. But they did say it was going to be dropped off at a local drop-off point for the delivery company. And when I got the update for that, I discovered the delivery point, the drop-off point, was literally a 40-minute walk away from where I live. So
Do you public transit?
I walked it from where I
Oh.
lived all the way
man
to
is
the post
dedicated.
office.
Oh
The
no!
things we
walk-
do for Spider-Man.
And here's the thing: I live in a very hilly area. I was going downhill to get to the post office,
Barefoot
And I
in
had-
the snow.
My
and I had to
Dill.
walk uphill to get back.
Dill, I
basically.
feel this
Dill
is like
touched
someone.
grass.
Yeah,
It feels like
Dill's-
Dill's trying to tell me like a story about how his grandparents had to commute home, walked uphill both ways
yeah.
in 10
I'm
feet
waiting
of
for-
snow.
I'm waiting for Dill to literally say no one wants to work anymore. Back in my day, I had to walk uphill, downhill in snow.
It's fair to say if I do that again, I'll just get the bus back home or a taxi back home because, Jesus Christ, it wasn't the fact that my arms were killing me. It was the fact that I was covered in sweat. I had to change my outfit.
You have to
Sweat.
sweat out for that 19 inches of
Yeah.
venom.
Yes.
Dill's just wobbling downhill with a giant ass Spider-Man box.
Uphill.
Trying to get home.
Uphill.
Trying to get home.
Yeah. So I got it though. It literally took me about over an hour, but I got there and back, and I got it, and I had it in my room basically. So yeah, that was the start of my Spider-Man experience, having to go get it from a drop-off point. I did wait until the next day to start playing it though, because I wanted to stream it.
And you
I
wanted to not be
wasn't-
sweaty.
That too, but also because I know that Sony, unless you get permission from them to play the game early, they will literally tear you ass a new one.
Oof.
So I just I waited a day to play the game. I literally woke up like 7, 8 in the morning, and I literally like got myself sorted out and like started playing it like from the start, basically. What's this?
I don't know if Dill's seeing chat right now, but we're all chuckling at Dill because
Wait until Dill says the reason we're all struggling is because of Starbucks and avocado toast. We don't really have Starbucks in the UK that much, honestly. So
I'm also kind of just like snickering because I'm not sure what Evers's cats are doing.
oh, what's Everis cats doing?
Well, okay,
Well,
so this
hang on. One's staring out the window and the other one's just looking at the ceiling.
They were
This
just having
one-
a
backup.
conversation
this
with each
one
other.
is jealous that this one is here.
Oh,
it only fits one cat at a time.
Yeah, this has been his spot. Like he's been getting this spot for a while, but then this has been his spot for longer. So now they're competing against this spot that is right here.
one is about to throw down.
Damn.
Do
Okay.
your cats ever fight?
Okay, sorry.
Yeah.
The games.
Right.
But it's like play fight, you know.
Oh, they just patted each other. All right. So what's the consensus of Spider-Man 2 here? Let's get into the nook and crannies of this.
Do you want like overall score that I give it, or do you want to talk about things before I give the overall score?
Let's get an impression. What is the impression playing it for the first time?
It is a better experience than the first game, for sure. The combat is more refined and also has improvements, along with a similar system that it had. You get new gadgets in the game, some similar, some new ones. Not going too far into spoilers. There is a parry system now with the combat, so you can parry attacks to get better damage on opponents, basically, and you can also improve that to make it better. The suits in the game are insane, especially with Miles Morales. Miles Morales has the best suits, in my personal opinion, in the game. Not only because of like they look cool, but you get a color palette for each suit, so you can actually change the color of the suit in with each suit that you get in the game. Not every single one, but like majority of them, you can have a different color palette to make them look like unique design that you like the more, which is nice. The gadgets have been simplified as well, because there used to be like, I think 8 gadgets in total with both of them, but now there's like 5 that they each share, basically, and that's about it. So they simplified the gadgets, made it a bit easier. Each of these Spider-Man have like special attacks as well that they can use as well, like signature attacks that they use. Miles obviously has the biological attacks, and then Peter has mechanical arms to compensate for with like Miles having electrical attacks.
Wait, hold on a second. I just did the trailers show that?
Yes,
okay. Just wanted to
the
make sure
trailers
that
do
wasn't like a
show
spoiler.
that Peter does have mechanical arms,
Okay.
like in the names. That's like the real thing.
Okay.
And then also Peter obviously later on gets the symbiote attacks, basically, which everyone has definitely seen because they look not only incredibly badass but brutal as well. Like, there are moments in this game where, especially when Peter gets the symbiote suit, he goes brutal, insane. Hello, kitty, how you doing? That's a
Cat's
big
in the
cat as
frame.
well, by the way.
That is a big cat.
It's a big chunk.
Oh,
yeah,
man.
he's
cutie.
exceeded the size of my other cat. Like
Yeah.
he's just more like beefy now.
Damn.
So let's touch on some of this stuff here. So like obviously Dylan and I played for a bit.
Yeah.
The storytelling that they're doing here is a lot deeper, I think,
It is.
than
It's
than the
definitely
first time around.
goes into more deeper topics for sure compared to the first 2 games. There's also some good continuation as well from other stories from the first 2 games into this one. One story in particular did make me tear up, I will say. It's quite an emotional thing to do. I think the side stories in this game are definitely a lot more emotional compared to the first 2 games. Like, there are some like fun ones, but there are also some pretty emotional, like dark ones, some like things that cover like interesting topics such as like death and mortality and everything like that, which was a very nice little touch in my personal opinion. the side stuff as well, like the side content, didn't feel as overwhelming as well compared to the first two games, because like I remember in the first game there was like the whole thing where the first thing that you unlock was the photo taking, and there were like 55 photos to do in total in the first game. In this game there isn't that much. I think the most for like any of them is like 6 for like the side content stuff, so it's not like going all around and like, you know, trying to do everything at once and then taking ages to do it. It's like literally more simplified, and I think they learned that like they don't need to include too much in order to make the game good, basically. And you know, it was quite nice, honestly. It's overall it's just a great game, honestly.
Yeah, there's a lot with the suits. So like the suits, as Dill touched on, you have plenty of suits to get in the game. I think it's almost 15 or something suits per character.
I think it's
right?
60.
Okay.
It's 60
wow.
to 65,
well, that's counting the colors, right? Because you get X amount of suits, but then there's different color palettes for each of the suits.
Not all of them, but like some of the majority of the suits have a color palette, which adds basically 4 suits per like, you know, character, basically.
Right.
For like per, you know.
Do the suits have different attributes?
Yes. So there was this one suit in particular that I will say, I'm not going to spoil it, but it has a cool feature that you do when you unlock a certain ability, basically, in the game. I literally have a clip of me reacting to this, and it literally like blew my mind because it was so the attention to detail in this game is so well done. Like from like the side stuff all the way to the suits, like the symbiote suits, like not just on the, you know, like the, you know, the normal black suit side of Man and everything like that, but like other ones as well that you can get as like a, you know, an outfit. They're so well detailed that you actually look like they're alive, like living suits, because that's basically what symbiotes are.
Right.
They're like living suits that are worn, and it's cool.
This isn't too much of a spoiler because this is basic Spider-Man lore, you know, in comic books and movies and etc. But the symbiote suit, Peter Parker gets the symbiote suit, and then eventually he ditches the suit, and then it's obtained by Eddie Brock, who then becomes Venom.
Yes.
That's the story of the symbiote suit. But from what I can tell in the game, and this isn't really much of a spoiler, there doesn't seem to be that they're touching on that storyline at all.
It's a different storyline for sure, but it's similar. It plays off from that storyline, but with different characters, basically. Right. That's basically what it does, which is pretty good. And I will say the moment that does happen, basically that moment happens where the symbiote does come off and then goes to the person. It's not only is it amazing, but they do a great touch with it when the consequence of that does happen. I'm not going to say any more because it is a big spoiler.
Yeah,
that's all I have to say.
A spoiler point. Performance-wise, this game just runs near flawlessly. I won't say it's flawless, but this game runs near flawless.
It's not flawless. No, there are some moments where it's the cutscenes look really good. There are some moments though where the lighting doesn't look as great on the skin tone. I will say that. There are also glitches in the game as well that I have found plenty of, which did bring it down a little bit. Like there was fun ones where like I defeated enemies and they've literally like sunk in the ground and everything like that. There was Spider Cube. Spider Cube was a fun one where you could literally turn yourself into a little cube and then like wing around like a spider person.
I saw one where it was at the very beginning of the game and you just start doing like a forward front flips, but you just fly like several thousand feet in the air. Then all of a sudden you have to do like different action just to break out of it.
Yeah. I think I did play a bit too much though, because there were moments where like my audio would also like go out of sync, or like the further towards the end of the game that I got, the more glitches that I found, to the point where like there was one particular moment where I was right near on the last mission of the game, and then out of nowhere the audio for the game just cuts out completely. And I was like, is it my capture card? What the fuck? And then when I press on the menu button for the PlayStation, the sound came back on for the PlayStation. I was like, oh shit, it's my game. So
Hmm.
I don't know if that was because I played it too much or if it was just because like it was a glitch that they haven't
Yeah.
like patched out basically.
Some of the stuff I ran into, I only got a few hours in, but some of the stuff I ran into is like when you go to activate the actions, you would walk up to the scenario and then it would ask you to press triangle or something along those lines to
Yes.
like activate the scenario. I had a hard time in a lot of places. Like I would keep wandering in a circle until it triggered the triangle.
Yeah. I actually
Eh.
missed one of those interactions and I was pissed because I wanted to see what it would do and like I couldn't get it back
Yeah.
afterwards. So
So
after
that was
that, I
kind
gave
of
up.
that was kind of a
Yeah.
thing that was a little
Yeah.
annoying. But like the web swinging and everything is just fluid, and there's a lot of
Oh yeah.
there's a lot of cool combat scenarios.
Yes.
You can swap between Peter and Miles depending on the
It's
scenarios. You can choose certain scenarios for a certain character and get
the
different.
missions as well. I'd say that you can do like the missions as either one or the other, but there are certain missions I think that are more tailored to a certain Spider-Man, basically. Where like there's one that's more tailored to Miles compared to Peter, and then vice versa,
Mhm.
basically.
And it'll trigger different
you
type
know,
of storytelling.
Yeah. I will also say this game actually, when I looked it up, this game actually has less trophies than the first two games as well.
Wow, really?
Is the
Yeah.
map the same size?
It's as no, the map's bigger. The map's I think near enough double the size because like the first two games were just like the main New York City area, like the main first island.
Like Manhattan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then the second game. Hi, kitty.
You
That's a
can
big
sit
cat.
anywhere but there.
Yeah. The second game includes Brooklyn, so like the Brooklyn side, but so it basically doubles the map size.
Yeah, so now they've combined Manhattan and Brooklyn.
And the big question was with how big the map was, how did like it would merge traversing a Spider-Man, even though it's quite fun to do, quite long. They have a new feature in the game that massively improves that and makes it so you can literally get across the entire map like in 5 minutes, basically, without having to use like fast travel at all. Which I don't know if I can say because it might be a spoiler, but like it's very good.
It's a mild spoiler, and because it happens like right in the beginning, it's a mild spoiler.
Yes.
So,
Yeah.
but I've noticed too, like a lot of like the switching between Miles and Peter when you change characters for missions or do tasks, it's just
Yeah.
it's seamless. It's very
It is, it's
cinematic.
seamless.
It's
It
cinematic.
is.
It's very seamless. No glitching, no
Ev-
indication of
even
loading.
Fast travel, they've made it so it's a lot cooler. So like as soon as you fast travel into a certain point, it will literally zoom straight into the city where you want to fast travel, and it will literally show the Spider-Man popping up like straight away, and then you bite straight into the web swing. Like it was cool.
This is well, I'll ask you, Dylan, then you can
Go.
give your opinion, and the others can chime in here. Where is this sitting on the Game of the Year scale?
It's my game of the year.
Okay.
It's like I'm sorry to Tears of the Kingdom or like Baldur's Gate 3. Yes, I haven't played yet, so I can't really say about Baldur's Gate 3.
Well, you're gonna
I
play.
don't think it's gonna be win game of the year, but it's my game of the year. Because I think Baldur's Gate 3 this year will take it just of how because Baldur's Gate 3 shook the entirety of the gaming industry, in my personal opinion, to the point where I think it definitely deserves game of the year to me. But
It's industry moving.
Yeah,
If it wasn't for
industry
Baldur's Gate
moving.
3, Spider-Man probably would be Game of the Year.
Yes,
For sure.
I think so. I think the top 3 for game of the year are Baldur's Gate 3, Marvel Spider-Man 2, and Tears of the Kingdom at this point. I think Baldur's Gate 3 is going to take it because it deserves it. My personal opinion.
Yeah.
But
And we still seem to forget that there's like a God of War game that came out this year as well.
And no one. Yeah.
Oh, Ragnarok? Yeah.
That came out last year, technically,
Oh.
and
I
it was
thought that
included
was
in.
last
It
year.
was no.
Right.
So if you
Yeah.
remember rightly, God of War Ragnarok came out a month before the Game Awards,
They
roughly,
shoehorned it in there.
and they swooped it in there. It won a few awards. It won more awards than Elden Ring, but technically Elden Ring won the primary award, which was the Game of the Year. And in my mind, it deserved it more than Ragnarok.
Mhm.
You're talking. Was it Ragnarok or the first one?
No, it was Ragnarok.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now here's a hard question.
Um,
Here's a hard
go on.
question for you, Dale. I'm assuming you've played it, but is this the best superhero video game ever made?
Ooh. It's the best Spider-Man game for sure.
Okay.
The only the comparisons I have in my head for like my top 3 superhero related video games are ironically X-Men Origins Wolverine. That game actually does slap, even though the movie was shit.
I didn't
Like
hear.
the
I've never
lore,
heard Dale use the word slap. Is this a
yeah.
first?
No, like that generally, like, you know, X-Men Origins Wolverine, the movie was shit. The game was actually phenomenal. Like, it was a generally good Wolverine game. That one I had a lot of fun with. Batman Arkham City.
Okay,
That,
that's what I
like,
was gonna say.
yeah, Batman Arkham City is the second, well, another one. It's not my favorite. Is it my favorite one? Yeah, it's my favorite one probably. And then probably like the Marvel Spider-Man series at the moment so far has been like phenomenal. I think Spider-Man 2 definitely is my absolute favorite one now out of the 3. So those are my top 3 for like superhero related like games, honestly. Is Marvel Spider-Man 2 better than Arkham City to me? Is the
Because
question I need
that's
to ask
I
myself
personally
here.
think at before pre Spider-Man 2, I personally thought Arkham City was the best adaptation of a superhero video game
It
to
is.
date. Some will
It
argue
is.
Arkham Asylum's better, but
No, Arkham Asylum was basically the like them dipping their toe into it.
yeah,
City was where they perfected the formula, in my
yeah.
personal
So
opinion. I feel like this is the same for Insomniac with Spider-Man in a way as well, because when they did the first game, they were basically dipping their toe into this and did a good job with the first game. Miles Morales also was where you saw more improvements from it as well. Insomniac did Marvel Spider-Man 2. I think, honestly, I saw a good comparison where everyone does say that Marvel Spider-Man 2 is Insomniac's Arkham City. In that, like, they did what they did in the original 2 games and then improved upon it massively. Is it perfect? No. But it's still a fantastically well done superhero game, my personal opinion.
I think
and
I guess
it's
going into it, I haven't gotten that deep into it yet, but I can tell just from like the opening sequence and then the way the storytelling is going, I feel like this is going to be better than Arkham City, but you know, time will tell.
I think yes, I think in terms of storytelling, this is definitely the better game. In terms of combat, also a better game, honestly, because like I will say, like, I remember the combat in Arkham City and playing it for the first time and how refined it was. It was so good.
And that's where a lot of the Spider-Man combat system is inspired by. That's why I say it.
So that's like I feel like the combat is still quite similar in terms of the comparison with like how good it is, but like the storytelling in Marvel's Spider-Man 2, especially with the side content, because I thought the one weak thing about the first game was like half the side content was good and half of it was meh. But like all the side content, in my personal opinion, in this game was really freaking good. Like they improved about it massively. So like yeah, I just I don't know. It's like yeah. I mean my overall score for this game, I gave it a 9.5 out of 10.
9.5
honestly.
out of 10.
Yeah. Yeah. There was some things I wish they included. I can't discuss it without saying spoilers because it enters like spoiler kind of things. I think that the bugs held it back a little bit in my mind because there were quite a few bugs where I had to like restart the entirety of the game. That was one thing. And I wish there was some more things included as well in terms of the time that the symbiote was a part of Peter. That's all I will say. I'm not going to say anything else about going into more spoilers, but I felt like it could have been longer for him, you know, being born into the symbiote. That's all.
Anyone else want to chime in on Spider-Man 2 here before we move on to Wonder?
haven't played any of them, so
You did get an interesting question here, though.
Go on.
I
Everis,
did. It's kind of off topic.
Is
That
it?
goes.
Talk about it.
It lies along my opinion that they're stretching the Marvel universe really, really wide. And I think there's two in the movie universe, not the video game universe. I think
in the movie, I agree with you. In the movie
there's
universe,
too many. They just keep throwing it out and spewing more and more movies. But I feel like in the video game industry, they're kind of figuring out what people are interested in, and they're pushing those games forward.
Yes,
they're not just like, oh, Ant-Man exists, let's make an Ant-Man game. Like, they're clearly putting thought into the kind of games that they're putting out.
Yes, and it does show as well with like the quality of the games. I will say though, there's only like 2 companies that are creating these types of games at the moment that have like one's been doing very well, which is Insomniac. They've been doing a pretty good job. Their next project, I think, is the Wolverine game, which I'm very interested in seeing what they do with that. The other one is Square Enix. Square Enix did release, Marvel's Avengers, which was but then they also made Guardians of the Galaxy, which apparently that one's really good.
Josh liked that one.
Yeah, but because of like the being overshadowed by the disaster that was Marvel's Avengers, that's why it didn't sell as well. So like, hopefully maybe Square Enix, like a studio that's working on like another Marvel project that might be able to bounce back for them potentially. But I guess we'll have to wait and see.
I mean, an Avengers game, I just feel like doesn't work. Like, if you just think about like how many characters that people would want to play and then have to play, just as a format, I feel like video game is not a good Avengers.
I feel like the reason that Marvel's Avengers didn't work is mainly because of the way they released the game, because there was a lot of broken promises upon release. The microtransactions being a complete scourge. The constant need to be online as well. That was also a very like annoying thing, because like,
what kind of a game was it? Was it it wasn't an RPG, was it? Was it a?
It was a third person action adventure game, basically, where you got to play as like certain characters. You got to select a team, basically. You could do co-op if you wanted to, but the online was shit, so I wouldn't even bother. And the story, while was quite interesting, was overshadowed by the boring combat. Basically, the combat system was just boring.
I think.
Okay.
Honestly.
Sounds like an execution problem.
The biggest.
It was
problem,
basically think of Marvel's Avengers was basically an XCOM game with a Marvel skin. That's the way I would see it.
Interesting.
I think the biggest problem with the Marvel's Avengers thing was that they kind of sold it as you were getting, they kind of sold it as if you were getting the MCU versions of these characters. Yeah.
They didn't make it distinct enough from the MCU.
Right. But instead, they made it was nothing like the MCU. Like, well, okay, Dill's correct. Sorry. So, like, they made it under the impression like you were going to get these MCU versions of these characters. But what happened was you kind of got the Wish.com version of these characters. Like, the Tony Stark looked too close.
Wish.com.
Yeah, Tony Stark looked too close to Robert Downey, but it obviously wasn't Robert Downey. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah.
And so the same thing happened. Like, you got, Steve Evans instead of Chris Evans.
Natalie Romanoff instead of Natasha Romanoff.
Yeah. Yeah, so you got like these, half-assed attempts at these characters. But that is Marvel Spider-Man 2, $69.99, PlayStation 5 exclusive.
Yep. Basically, nice. We'll probably release on PC in like a year or two's time.
Yeah, give or take.
Mm-hmm.
Did you have something, Zenith?
All right, fellas. Time for you to talk about Super Mario Wonder, because I'm going to go have a nice rest after talking about that.
No, that was the dill special, wasn't it?
That was a Dill special.
Yeah,
Thank you
literally.
for that,
It
Dill.
was
I
like
mean,
dill on my
the thing-
fish.
The thing is, I binged the game for 5 days and put 34 hours into it within 5 days, and I platinum. I
I
got the
came
platinum
into
trophy.
Dill's stream and I was like, I see you haven't bothered to shave. You got the I've done
Yeah.
nothing else but play this game kind of facial hair.
I did shave on Monday, I will say, before I finished it.
Pow and I had this conversation where Pow was literally like, "How does Dill do it?" Like,
How do you sitting and playing for so long?
yeah, like Pow's like, "How does
I
Dill get through
lit-
all these games like in the
I
time frame?"
literally, well, for Spider-Man 2, I literally took the weekend off from work, so
Yeah.
I could play it all
Yeah.
weekend.
Dill's just out here
I
with his
mean-
adult pack of like adult diapers. It's like, all right, we're ready to go.
Well,
I don't
you,
know.
you call him crazy, but Zen pulls like 8-hour streams 4 or 5
True.
times a week.
And I was doing 8 to 10 hour streams of Marvel Spider-Man 2.
So he's up there too. I can't do
Yeah.
that anymore. I used to be able to do that. I can't do it anymore. I get headaches
yeah.
now.
You know what?
I
You know
know.
what's actually been helping me? I mean, I've been dealing with some I mentioned that I've had like a very exhausting week so far. However, I'm actually feeling decent because someone sent me some vitamin D3 pills.
Yeah.
I was waiting for
Nice.
the ad. I was waiting for the ad here.
And it's actually
know.
been helping me an awful lot.
That's so great. Yeah, vitamin D deficiency is very real.
Yeah.
Because like I haven't really been getting a lot of sleep. I haven't really I've been a workhorse. I'm practically streaming 7 days this week, and I also stream
Damn.
on the Monday. And then my brother's like, I actually planned on streaming practically every single day because I have free range to make as much noise as I can. I will
Nice.
rage to the high heavens.
You bring in your whole stream setup with you?
Yep.
He is, yeah.
Wow.
So if you
Wow.
thought that Dill, you know what, if I wasn't going up there a day early, I would put Dill's I would be reenacting Dill's walk where he had to like
Yeah.
waddle up the hill with the Spider-Man box, but instead it's with me, my entire PC is
The
set up.
funny thing is about that climb as well, I brought a bag with me to try and put the parcel in so that it'd be a lot easier to carry up. The only thing that I could find that would fit was one of those bags for life. It could only fit like halfway up the box, and I had to carry it with 2 hands still.
Yeah,
So-
I was looking for, you know, those like collapsible dollies.
Yeah.
So I was just looking for one that is just enough where I can take because I have bungee jumping cords.
Oh, okay.
So I wanted to wrap them around a box that will have my computer case and kind of like just strap it in. That way I can have that, wheel that around, have my suitcase, wheel that also around, and have like a big backpack with my stuff. Thankfully, someone's going to pick me up, and apparently my brother and his partner are buying me groceries for the entire week.
Oh,
Aw.
that's cute.
I fucking
Did they get you
adore-
lots of coffee?
Yeah.
Yes,
better.
they actually bought me a big box of coffee. for me to have
Zenith
there.
Zenith gets a blank check for groceries and buys nothing but coffee.
I mean, he would.
Oh, and creamer.
Well, they're actually taking me out shopping on the Tuesdays. So
Your brother sounds like a great guy.
literally the
Lee's,
best. A
Lee is a
saint.
sweeart.
I don't think I've ever met
Aw.
him. He never been to any of the
Um,
TwitchCons or anything with you, right?
No, he does
Okay.
want to go one year, but
Hopefully,
Is
it's
he
San Diego.
Is he taller than you?
nope. Lee's the same height as I am.
Really?
I'm
Yeah.
not surprised. At that.
Yeah,
Oh.
Lee and I are small people because Lee's
Do
also
you
skinny.
look similar, or is there distinct differences?
You can kind of see it in the face, but I'm more just regular. Well, I dress normally. Lee dresses more kind of like between like it's cross between kind of like goth and punk.
Oh,
So
okay.
like Lee wears like it's a Stardew Valley hoodie, but it's literally the Stardew Valley logo, but like the shape of a skull. It's got like bones and
Nice.
roots on it. It's
Ooh.
pretty freaking metal.
Cool.
Is
So,
he your
yeah.
only sibling?
Yes, only sibling that I actually know of.
Well,
Well,
This is actually something I have not told a single soul.
Oh,
You're gonna tell the pod? You don't have to tell the
hello.
pod.
Do you want to hear the story? It's
Oh, there we go.
yeah. I'm sorry. I'm invested in this story now. You can't just
Your
yeah.
eyeballs are so big.
Don't
Where's
dangle
Jerry
your carrot.
Springer?
Your
turns out
Jerry.
that before my dad met my mother, he had another kid with someone. So my dad was about like, in his early
Wow.
20s, but turns out that something happened to the kid very young, so I don't have a stepbrother anymore.
Oh,
Oh.
I'm sorry.
Yeah,
Now
it happened
I
even
feel
before.
bad
It happened
for,
before, like I was either before or just after I was born.
Well, now I feel bad
Wow.
for
Yeah.
like pushing the story.
Well, that's okay.
Damn.
Yeah, it's a bit
Damn.
heavy, but like I actually just found out about this like just this summer. Like my mother was telling me, and I'm just like, what?
What?
I
Oh,
am
it's one of those-
36 years
I
old.
was
gonna
You're
say,
not
how
telling me
old-
this?
That's
And
crazy.
you thought you had no secrets of your mother.
Oh.
Yeah, and then I'm like,
Wow.
and my so-called stepbrother's not even alive. What the fuck? That's
Talk about
awful.
it.
Do you think that your dad would have kept communication with them or your brother? I guess him.
No, my dad, no.
He
Is
would've-
like
oh, okay.
he is. I mean, like
Aw.
if I can kind of be honest, he kind of did abandon my mother, brother, and I on like the other side of the country without any money.
Okay,
So-
I'm gonna go
Yeah.
ahead and pivot.
Yeah,
We're gonna
let's-
pivot.
let's,
Let's
let's
pivot.
railroad.
Daddy issues.
Let's
Anyway.
pivot here. We're gonna talk about something a little more positive. All right.
But I will say this: that my brother is also my best friend, and I fucking adore him very,
You guys
very
are
much.
so close.
yeah, he sounds like a
love
great
it.
guy. I really
Yeah.
do hope I get
Yeah.
to meet him someday. He sounds like a great guy. All right.
Mhm.
Let's pivot to something a little more wonderful here. See what I did there?
Wonderful.
Good segue.
All right. Okay, we got Zenith up here. So Zenith,
Hi.
we tackled some Super Mario Wonder. You have more invested in it than I do. So let's see. How do you feel about the latest 2D Mario adventure?
Love it.
Love it. Straight up, that's your review. Love it.
Yeah. It's honestly the best 2D platformer that I've played in a very long time. It's like you have the Wonder Flower, and it's something they marketed a lot in like trailers. But the thing is, like, they have a Wonder Flower for every single stage. And every single stage, there's something that you're not expecting. Expect the
Okay.
unexpected, and and it makes it fresh. It makes it exciting, and like Erica, you got to see like how beautiful are the backgrounds.
It's. I'll explain, but like, go ahead and continue because I'm gonna explain my experience with this shortly
Yeah.
here after you.
Like,
I will say, keep limited spoilers.
Yeah, we will.
Yeah.
We're not gonna have any spoilers here.
yeah,
I appreciate
no
you.
spoilers. So I will say that like it's kind of reminds me of how like bright and colorful and beautiful Yoshi's Island was for the Super Nintendo. Because like it feels like every single level, like even just it's not so much about the foregrounds, but like the backgrounds. There's just so much depth and just so much detail. Like you can see like the grass moving, and you have to remind yourself this is a Nintendo Switch game. A 6-year-old, almost
Mhm.
7, console, and what they've really done with this is just absolutely beautiful. It's been a lot of fun, and I've just had such a fantastic time with it. I've got to play multiplayer with not only Eric but the community, and the streams that I've done with Super Mario Wonder has probably been some of my favorite ones I've done in a long time, because multiplayer is just so much chaos, and because like I think I remember mentioning like when the game was coming out that when we found out that there wasn't going to be like an online co-op, and well, turns out they're doing things a lot different this time around, but what they've done with it is actually pretty cool, and it's really fun, and you also don't like interfere with each other where you're like, because if you have any of you guys played new Super
Yep.
Mario Brothers Wii?
Yeah,
same with
I
3D World.
have. It sucks playing with other people because if they play better than you, then they
It's
get
just depressing.
everything. They interfere with the
Yeah.
game. It's
They
not
take all
as
the power ups, they take all the 1-ups, and not to mention they push
Yeah.
you off a ledge where you're just like, all right, I made it, and you jump on someone's head, and then oops, you're dead.
yeah.
That does not happen with this
it's-
game.
Yeah, I watched her guys's. I'm gonna plug here. Zen and Eric recorded a video of them playing live together, and they posted it to YouTube. FYI, I watched that a little bit this morning, up to the point where like I was like, okay, I haven't seen this game up to this point, so I'm gonna leave.
Right.
But yeah, it's. I don't remember where I was going with that thought. I saw it. I watched you
were
guys
just
do it. It was
plugging.
really
You
cool.
were just plugging
Yay.
the thing. So, just like Everis said, we did. Just like Everis said, we did go ahead and record what we call a first glimpse. You can find that up on YouTube. We'll get a link here up in the chat shortly for you. Go ahead and check that out. It's about an hour of co-op gameplay with Zenith and I.
That's where I was gonna go with that. It looked really cool in the way that the how you play as multiplayer. It's not you're there, but you're not there at the same time.
It's very unique.
It's very cool.
Yeah. And you guys can catch Everis playing it tonight.
Yeah.
Twitch.tv
Are you playing with me, Zen?
Everis.
I will come play with you after I'm done my stream.
Okay.
I'll be done streaming at around like 10:30.
Okay. Wait, that's
I'll be-
Eastern?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
Nice.
Get that link out of the chat.
Why
Doesn't
would I
belong
do
there.
Don't
that?
worry, I'll
Go-
remove it.
Doesn't belong
follow
there.
The Resident Witcher.
I'll do it. I'll get rid
Hold
of it.
on. I forgot the command to remove it. Hold on.
There you go.
Get the chat.
Hold on a
Anyway.
second. Hold on. I'm putting the
There you go.
command in. Just chill, Everis. I'm putting the command in. There you go.
Anyone
My
listening
mod-
to the podcast, it's
my mod says-
twitch.tv/justeverest.
My
If
mod
you're listening
says
to this in
followed.
audio right now, twitch.tv/justeveris. EVERIS.
Can you spell that again?
EVERIS.
No, stop.
You asked me to. Okay, so yeah, so that video's up on YouTube now. First glimpse, Super Mario Wonder. Go check it out. Morgan, when she gets her bearings here, she just got back. She'll go ahead and she'll put a link in the chat here. This game is literally the best 2D Mario I think I've ever played. So you can kind of gauge my reaction when I'm doing the first clips with Zenith. I'm kind of on the fence. I'm like, okay, we've gotten several of these games. We've gotten several of these 2D Mario games, starting with Super Mario Brothers Wii. Then we got Luigi U, and then they got ported over to the Wii U, and then they got ported over to the Switch. And I've always treated these games as kind of filler. Like, these are filler titles that kind of hold you over until you get to, you know, Super Mario Odyssey or Galaxy, etc., etc. So I'm sitting here thinking, okay, we're getting another one of these. Let's see what's up. So on the initial first glimpse, I'm sitting here thinking, okay, I'm getting a feel for it. I'm vibing with the co-op. The co-op is a lot of fun. It has a unique take on how you do co-op because you don't directly interact with each other on the screen per se. You're kind of both traversing the level together. And then when one gets into trouble, one can like kind of intervene and help the other person out. That's a very unique way to handle this. Just keep dropping that link in chat. I'm reading what's going on here. Just drop that link in chat. Keep it going. If anyone chat here, just put the link in there. So, you're going, oh, you know what? Hold on a second. Just a second, guys. Watch. There's all the info right there. Go ahead and just take those links and all that stuff and go follow and like and subscribe. There you go.
You know what we could do after we're done stream? We could just rate Ever's channel.
to no stream. Aren't you?
Well, then you better go
streaming,
live
bud?
after.
Why are we
Don't
going
forget
over
your audio.
there?
Okay, yeah, let's just go host this show on Everest's stream, and then we can go raid there. Okay, so back to what we're doing here. So, Yeah, the co-op is very unique in a sense where you're not directly interacting with each other. It's kind of like you're playing and traversing the levels together, but you kind of only intervene when it is needed. So this is a light spoiler, but like, for example, if I die, Zenith can come and revive me. And then on top of it, if you do go online to just Nintendo, go on the Nintendo Online, you can join a bunch of levels. I did this after I played with Zenith. You can actually go in and you'll have a bunch of random people in a level with you, and people will randomly revive you, and you'll get like a little, like, people, you can drop emojis and stuff to, say thank you and things like that. There's like interaction with everyone with minimal communication.
How many people are allowed to be on a level with you at a time?
Zenith had this number. Zenith, if you still have
12.
12.
Yeah. So it's 12 in in a specific room. So like I've had like a whole bunch of people in the community like just going around, going to like different levels. When you do join a level, you can only have a maximum of 4 people in at the same time. Well, everyone can still play the same level. It's just when 4 people go in, then say we have 3 more people that wants to join as well, they will be in their own separate room. So sometimes it was kind of like a surprise for me to figure out. I was like, oh, this person's playing in level with me, as opposed to like, everyone being on the same map at the same time.
So the level design, it's just beautiful. It's bright, it's colorful, it's very vibrant. You have these cute little flowers that kind of like chat and motivate you throughout the level, and it adds a whole new kind of like flair to the level design, and kind of, it's a very positive experience. It's very uplifting. It's very majestic and uplifting. And then you get these flowers in the levels that basically, and this is not a spoiler because it's on the trailer, it basically turns the level into this big gigantic acid trip of a level, and you have all these wild psychedelic colors and everything flashing at you, and floating around the screen, and it's just top notch. So as I'm playing, I spent a good couple of hours with it after I played with Zenith the next night, and I'm just playing through this, and I just got more and more engaged and engulfed in this game, just playing it in bed. And then I'm like, okay, I'm getting to it. I'm starting to feel the vibes of this thing, and I'm going to ask Everis to pull off her headphones for just a second, so she does not get a spoiler. Just watch the camera for when we cue you in. Spoiler alert, slight spoiler alert. I got sold on this game completely when I got to the first Bowser child, and the Bowser child like transforms and does a different attack on the second phase of the boss battle. And that's when I knew I was sold. I was like, okay, this is new. This is fresh. This is exciting. I love this. I want to keep playing. I am more and more engaged now.
You're saying hate things about me, weren't you?
No, we were
Just
seriously
like-
trying to spare you spoilers because I just dropped a major spoiler in the thing.
I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
No, because I
I'm
want you
kidding.
to experience it. You will be like,
Yeah. That actually reminds me. So
That's why I stopped it, because Zen was like, okay, Eric, I want you to be a part of this because this is like the cool. And then at that point, I was like, I cut it off because I was like, I didn't want to miss the opportunity of like new fresh eyes.
Okay.
Yeah.
You only have one opportunity to play a game for the first time, and you better not ruin it.
I can't lie.
So
okay?
Damien
did
put
talk
something
about
in chat. There was a certain level that we got to. It's very early on, and apparently it sold her and I think one other person in my chat to just immediately buy the game.
Really?
Yep.
Wow.
Yep. You're welcome, Nintendo. Where's my check in the mail? Where's my check in the mail?
I mean, Zen, the question is there, like, if you want a check from Nintendo, are you going to start stopping doing Nintendos?
Next question.
Next question. Yeah, we were talking trash, Everis. I was like twitch.tv/justeverest while your headphones were off. But no, it's fantastic. It's an amazing game. My personal favorite Mario, and Zenith and I touched on this in the video. My personal favorite is Super Mario. I think Super Mario World is the best Mario. It's just flawless, right?
Yeah.
this might very well be better than
I will say this. It also has some parts of difficulty where I was even getting kind of
Dark Souls level difficulty.
yeah.
What? Really?
Yeah.
Also,
Ooh.
is stream okay? Because it paused for me.
Oh,
Oh,
looks
it's
alright
fine for me.
Yeah.
Really that hard? I had someone in my community saying that it was one
Ooh.
of the easier platformers, but
So I mean,
it might be overall, but maybe this
Yeah.
particular area was hard.
maybe
Okay.
overall, but they do have some bonus stuff. And I will say one of the levels, I was Morgan beat it before I did, and for like half an hour, I was like, guys, don't talk to me. Morgan, shut up. Don't talk to me. I don't want to fucking hear from you. I don't want to talk to you until I beat this fucking level.
I have to do that too. Like when you get to like a serious part, like a challenging part in the game, I'm just like, chat, I can't look at you. Don't look at me. Don't talk to me. Don't say anything in chat. I swear to God.
Okay. So yeah, it's probably better than Super Mario World. It takes everything good about all the 2D Mario games and some of the 3D ones, and it throws them all into this fantastic.
You don't think Super Mario World isn't its own thing though? Because it's a 3D. Oh wait, hold on.
No,
Super
you're
Mario
thinking
3D,
of 3D
World.
Yeah.
Super
Yes, I
Mario World
am.
is Super Mario World is the Super Nintendo one.
Yep. Redacted. Redacted.
Yeah.
And
Honestly,
Proceed.
it's there's just so much just life about it. It feels like they had like all the like all this they can go as creative as they wanted to. Like there's so many things that like Nintendo can do with all these like Mario titles. But yet it's like it felt like the past couple of Mario games where they just played it mostly safe. Like they're not saying that they were like bad games by any means. And it's always good to like play, to explore like the Mushroom Kingdom, but how many times have we explored the Mushroom Kingdom? I want to see something different. And Nintendo brought something completely different. They brought a new art style. They even brought in new voice actors for Mario, Luigi, and so on. And there's just so much more life to it. Mario and Luigi sound young again. And I was mentioning this on the video that I was listening to Morgan play Luigi's Mansion, and the beginning cutscene, a lot of the voice acting. I mean, like, not that it was bad, because it's Charles Martinet. He's the voice of Mario. But at the same time, you can tell that, hey, he's getting older. He can't, like, scream like he used to in, like, the earlier Mario games. So why not bring in someone that's young, a person that was born literally a year and 1 month after Super Mario 64, and bring in like a voice that not only people will recognize, oh, that's Mario, that's Luigi, but make it sound energetic and happy, fun, and I just love it. I've been having a great time with this game. I have nothing bad to say about it.
It's tough to say because I don't think it's going to win Game of the Year, but this is Game of the Year contender. It is that good. I think it's just one of these things. I think it's one of these things where we had a group of developers, and I think it's a small team that worked on this game that just went. In the video I said I feel like a bunch of interns at Nintendo got the shot at making a Mario game, and this is what they figured their dream Mario game was, and it was so fresh and exciting, and it was a nice take.
Actually,
it's that good.
A couple of the people that were working on it were actually like longtime veterans.
That says a lot.
But they probably
too.
took in a lot of input from people that are like new to it. That was like, hey, why don't we try this?
After every Mario game, I feel like what they're gonna do for the next one is like mind-blowing. I feel like this is really great. How can they go from here? And I feel like Wonder is one of those games where it's like we have exceeded expectations tenfold. Where is there to go from here now? I'm always curious about what's the next best thing. And this is like a really great best thing, you know?
I'm excited.
Do you get
to
what I'm
see-
saying with that?
Oh, totally. And I think what I'm praying for is that they take some of the elements of this Wonder game and put them in a 3D environment.
Yeah,
That's what I want to
Mario
see.
World
Love it.
Wonder.
Yeah, that's what I want to see. You know, my expectations were totally like 0 to 60 once I really spent time with it. It is a fantastic game. It is probably the best 2D Mario. Is it the best Mario? That's arguable, but I did say it is better than Super Mario World, which is, in my opinion, the best Mario. So
I'll even say top 3.
it's
Top
in the
3
top
Mario
3.
games for me.
It's in the top 3 easily. It's that
We're
good.
owed a 3D Mario next, right?
That
Yes,
is the
I
next
think
in
that'll
line.
be announced when they do have a new console.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that'll
I
come
think
with the
so,
new Switch
I think
2.
the
So,
last Mario thing coming out now is the RPG remake, isn't it?
yeah, and then we're done with the Switch for a while. So
Yeah.
that is Super Mario Wonder, $59.99 on the Nintendo eShop, and of course in cartridge form, and exclusive to the Nintendo Switch.
And at the time of this podcast, it is $5 off at Costco.
At the time of this recording, yes. By the time you listen to this, hopefully it's still available at that price. But go give your
Why
Costco a
aren't you
shot.
at Costco?
Because it doesn't exist here.
Yeah, exactly. You should be here watching the podcast and then go to Costco.
Watch us
Yeah.
at Costco. Like, take your cart
Listen,
and put your
listen
phone right
to
there.
our podcast while you're going to Costco, and then go buy Costco while you're still listening to our podcast.
You know what?
And if you
know
are
what?
there, tell them who recommended the game.
Even if you don't have a Costco, take your phone, go over to Target, put our little podcast up right there next to your Starbucks cup and the Target cart, and go to the electronics and buy Super Mario Wonder. It's that good. And go buy Spider-Man 2 because that's just as fantastic.
Oh my god,
Mhm.
yes. Please.
All right. On that note, we're going to go ahead and take a break, and we'll be back shortly. This has been Good Friends, Good Games, and we'll be back. All right. Good Friends, Good Games is back. We just had a quick conversation about Halloween decor and decorations
Candy
for
corn.
seasons in general, and how if you don't buy it when you see it, kiss it goodbye because it ain't ever coming back.
And if you'd like to hear these conversations live, tune into twitch.tv/just
Everis.
/a Good People Media Group to watch it live and to catch all of our blooper goodness.
This is our
And don't
blooper
forget
goodness.
to go over to twitch.tv/just/Everis. It just, get some
Just
Super Mario
/Ev-
Wonder. Yeah.
Wait,
I don't know why.
/Everis?
I don't know why you
My brain turned
don't
off for a
accept our
second.
love. Why do you not accept our love?
Just
We need to, like,
Because
We
now
need to
it's
incorporate-
a meme.
We should incorporate the podcast
lovely
into our
meme.
usernames. That way
Okay,
we have good
okay,
Everis,
okay.
good Eric, big, wait,
Have an
Big
adjective
what?
before your name.
big, good gamer. Maybe
Big
Dills.
what?
Big Dill.
Okay,
legend
Everis.
of good.
Everis, we're going to give you a choice. All right. You can have twitch.tv/JustEveris, or
That's what
you
I
can
heard,
have
Morgan.
you can have twitch.tv/Pikmin.
Oh.
Which one do you want?
The ultimate
Is there a
duality.
Pikmin channel?
I'm sure there's a Pikmin channel
Probably.
somewhere. So I'll you don't have to decide right now, but we'll give you a choice. If you want to be Pikmin, you can get the Pikmin 4 backlash yet again. Or you could have twitch.tv/JustEveris. I feel like the Everis one is a far more positive reaction from you. But
I think if I told my mom I changed my name to Pikmin, then she would judge me. Did I tell you my nephew and my niece call me Auntie Ev?
Aw.
Yeah. We've like
that's cute.
inherited the name in the family, so it's pretty official at this point.
That's pretty cute.
Yeah, it is
Alright.
actually. Well, it's easier to say that than my real name, which I am not gonna splurge.
Ooh.
Yeah, don't splurge your real
Well,
name.
It's
Wait.
gotten to the point now where like Josh and I we met through Twitch, and
Mhm.
he knew me originally as Everis, and so that's what he calls me Ever, whatever. And we're at the point now where I'm actually gonna, when we get married, I'm gonna have Evelyn plus the rest of my name. So it's gonna be the Ev is gonna be like a forever thing.
Wait. It's Evelyn?
Evelyn is the Ev name that is an actual name and not Everis. I wouldn't actually name myself Everis on paper.
No.
Well, I know.
But Evelyn is a
Everis
name that
isn't-
I like that has the same Ev. So my niece and nephew will be like, "Oh, you're Evelyn? Oh, that's why we call you Ev." Because right now my parents call me my real name and they're calling me Ev. And it's like, why are you calling her this when we're calling her Ev? So they're already confused.
Okay, so
Interesting.
on the topic of names. So
Wait, do we know Dill's name?
I do not know Dill's. Oh, wait, no, I know Dill's name.
It's
Dylan.
very easy to figure out. Like,
Is it
I know,
Dylan?
like, I did not know Evers's.
It's
Actual
Is it
real
Dilbert.
name.
Dildo?
It's
I did not
Dilbert.
know. I did not know Evers's actual.
Is it
real name.
Dilbraska?
Dilbraska?
Nobody does.
You've-
There's like I can only count
Eric's-
like maybe
Eric's
5
seen my-
people.
Eric's
Twitch
seen
that know my
full
real name.
He knows
Is it
my
The
full
Biggest
only way,
dickus?
the only way I'm ever gonna learn Evers's real name is if this thing actually goes somewhere to where we have to sign contracts, and that's the
Oh,
only
yeah.
way I'm gonna know Evers's real
Yeah.
name. But, so on
Eric
the
knows
topic
my
of
full
names,
name.
Yeah, I know your
okay.
full name.
You know my full name, Zenith, and
Yep.
Bill knows my full name,
I know your full name.
and Hannah does too.
Yeah.
So
No one knows mine though, apart from Eric.
on the topic of names, now preface, there is nothing happening. Okay, there's nothing happening when I get into
I see
this
where you're going
topic.
with this.
There's
I see
nothing
where you're going
happening.
with this.
There's nothing happening.
Okay.
Al and I have had random discussions about what we would name our child should we have a child.
Oh,
Okay.
okay.
Dilbraska.
And we've had that conversation for the past year or so, right? But we were talking about Halloween costume because I found the fucking most adorable Halloween costume in the world. And it touched my heart because it's one of my favorite kids' books ever. There is a Max costume from Where the Wild Things Are, the little wolf kid with the crown on his head.
Aw.
And I said, Pal's like, we should buy this. And I'm like, I don't have a kid. Why buy this now? What kid do we have that's gonna trick or treat? Anyway, that's how this whole thing been spurned. But then we went into this whole tangent about Halloween costumes for our kids, and I have a whole I have the first 10 years of childhood lined up for our
You're
children.
are you gonna do the whole like full family costuming thing where everyone has a part? So like, let's say you're gonna do like Scooby Doo. You've got someone dressed up as Velma. You got somebody dressed up as I forget names, and then the kid's Scooby or something.
We had this discussion.
Or you have a dog that's Scooby.
We had this discussion, and two things came up for family costumes. We were going to do Ghostbusters, and because me, myself, and you guys will get it, we were going to do the Ramones. So,
Oh my
like,
God.
we would all have leather jackets with the jeans and instruments. But Pal started going like, okay, well, if you have a daughter, what's the daddy-daughter costume going to be? The first one out of my mouth was, we're going to do Joel and Ellie.
Oh, okay.
Oh, that's cute.
Yeah.
And then we start talking about this names, and Pal's not sold on this name yet, but for a daughter, I've had this name in my head for years, right? I said, Pal's like, what do you want for a daughter name? I said, I want Ellie Reagan. Because Ellie from The Last of Us, it's both of ours favorite game. So we would do Ellie for a daughter, but Reagan comes from a musician that inspires me a lot. His name is Chuck Reagan. He plays in a band called Hot Water Music, also has a prolific solo career, etc. And he's a very inspiring individual. We've, talked to each other for years, so we know each other and see each other all the time. But I was like, I want to call her Ellie Reagan. And Pal's not quite sold, but she's getting closer and closer. And I think I can land
Taking some
Ellie Reagan.
convincing.
I
You
think
can
I
call her
land
El
this.
Ray for short.
El Ray.
It's
I think
cute.
Pal wants more of like a Hispanic name because we're Hispanic. She wants a more female Hispanic name, and we might do the whole like actual Hispanic name and then call her Ellie for short. Like we're thinking that route too. But Ellie Reagan, I think, is going to happen. I'm close. But yes, we were going to do the Ramones as the family costume. Daddy daughter was going to be Joel and Ellie. as far as like boys, if I ever ended up with a boy, I wanted to do Chucky, like Child's Play Chucky, and then
Oh my gosh.
I wanted to do Georgie from It. We were just gonna have a little kid with a little raincoat and a red balloon running around the street, and good stuff like that. But yes,
Well,
the
then
topic
you
of
would
names,
combine both and name your child Chuck It.
Chuck It. But no, Ellie Reagan is the one that I keep ringing in my head, and I hope it happens. I hope it happens. We also decided that there was no options, is that all four of you were invited to the wedding.
Ah.
So,
Wait, who's the fourth person?
well, obviously Hannah. It would be
Okay.
It'd be you three, Hannah, and then of course,
Okay.
we probably have Morgan and stuff there. So
Yeah, Morgan can come.
Yeah,
Morgan
pal,
can
you're
come.
invited.
Pal's invited.
Debbie's not invited.
I've
Oh.
only got so much income, guys. I can only feed so many of you. I hope you like Costco chicken bakes because that's the buffet we got going.
Yay.
How Hispanic are you? Do you guys do the full like tacos and burritos thing for weddings or what? Like where are you on the spectrum?
Yo, I would go for a nice taco bowl, please.
Where are you on the spectrum?
We were actually going to do. We were going to actually do the most millennial thing imaginable, and Pal and I thought about
really?
Pal and I actually thought about booking the In-N-Out like truck.
Are you guys In-N-Out fans?
Oh yeah, we love In-N-Out. But we do have we had like crazy ideas. Like I said, nothing is official. Nothing is official.
Right.
But we have ideas.
I just didn't know how traditional you were. Are you like
no.
You want to stray from the
No, we want to do our own unique thing. So like the first things first, we want each kind like we all kind of want to like little elements of our favorite things to be represented in our, wedding. So like the invites were going to be concert tickets from our favorite venues in like our favorite venue in LA, like actual concert stubs. So like we would have like your wedding invitation would be like a ticket from the Roxy Theater kind of thing. And then Pal wants to incorporate comic books in the thing in some way, shape, or form. So like comic book-esque type decor. We're also like thinking like, oh, food wise, like instead of a wedding cake, we just want a stack of cookies from our favorite bakery. A type of thing. And like
cute.
Yeah, we have total conversation, but none of this is actual tradition.
I didn't want you to think I was being racist about that. I was just curious how traditional you were. If you were just, sticking to your family roots or like, I don't know. Everyone's got their own thing.
I would love to attend like a very traditional wedding for like something that I haven't been to.
I do too. Totally
like my one
for
friend, she went. Sorry, my ex-girlfriend, she attended like an Indian wedding, and she had to like get a sari, and I was like, man, I would love to like attend one of these. Like this looks really cool.
Zenith.
Yeah.
The In-N-Out at your wedding, will it be animal style?
What can I say? I'm a party animal.
No.
Anyone that knows In-N-Out knows what I mean by animal style. Okay. So damn, this Disney Dreamlight Valley thing, huh?
Right. Do you want me to get into it, because I kind of like went hardcore on looking into this?
Okay, you want to roll the ball? Go for it.
All right. So what happened is so if you guys don't know what Disney Dreamlight Valley is, it's a cozy sim game, but that has like farming elements, but it's with obviously Disney. And when they released it, they had like early access that people had to pay for, and then
is that $29.99 or something?
Something like that. And then eventually they came out with paid cosmetics, which they originally said that they didn't have or they have plans for, but obviously to kind of like bring in more things, like the community was actually okay with it. So they brought in paid cosmetics so that you can continue to like expand the game, expand your experience. So that's fine. But when the game was came out, so like they have like a whole like creator program. So because Disney's the developers promise was that when the game was officially launched, it was going to be free to play. And as a matter of fact, Leshki, as well as some of my other friends that were also Disney Dreamlight Valley creators, they were specifically told when streaming the game to let for anyone that's like that's interested in playing this game to let them know that hey, even if you're not able to get it, when the game launches, it is eventually going to be free, so that you can so you just have to wait, and then when the game officially launches globally, then you will be able to play it for yourself. But as of yesterday, they put out a statement. They announced like a couple other things, to kind of gloss over. They announced paid DLC. They've also announced that the game is officially going to be launching. What was the specific date in the tweet? Someone can get me that.
It's November, I think, wasn't it?
Okay, November. But they also said that they have reversed their decision to be free to play. So so a lot of people that have been wanting to play this game that are like, oh, the game's going to be free to play when it officially launches. So they felt like for the last like a few months that Disney kept like pushing back the release date when the game is finally live, and now that there is like official date, they have reversed the decision to be a paid game. So you know what? There's a lot of games out there that where if they do have like DLC and cosmetics and season passes where there is a base game cost, like I totally understand that because companies want to make money. If people are going to pay for it, sure, whatever, because Disney has some very expensive properties. But the thing that why so many people are just up in arms, especially our dear friend Leshki and many of our people, is Disney went back on their promise, and a lot of people are hurt about it. A lot of people were waiting for this game to play for free. I think Pal was one of them that actually was looking to get into it for free, but then ended up getting the early access anyway. But a lot of creators that were basically saying, hey, this game's going to be free eventually, so don't worry about it, they feel like they're the bad guy because they were doing Disney's work and saying, hey, this game's going to be free. And now that they reversed that decision, they kind of feel like liars and they feel gross about it. Like I know at least 5 Disney Dreamlight content creators that said, I am not playing this game anymore because I feel dirty about it. So, and for me, that's never really had any interest in playing the game. I just think it's kind of gross because, if you are going to make the decision, you have to make it like, especially like a promise, like such a big decision like this, you have to essentially make that promise at the very beginning, or stick with your promise. Or if you want to like make sure like that everything is paywalled, just introduce it at the very beginning. Yeah, people are like, ooh, that's expensive, but at least you're not breaking any promises. You're not making your creators, people that were officially on your program, that were kind of doing the advertising for you, look foolish.
Yeah. So I'll go ahead and I'll go this here. The date is
5th of December.
December 5th is the date that they announced that Disney Dreamlight Valley leaves early access. Here is their statement: free to play update. As we look ahead to the official launch with the learnings we gained from early access, we've made the decision to remain a paid game for the foreseeable future. This choice ensures that Disney Dreamlight Valley will be able to continue delivering on a premium game experience for all players. And then they go on to say how they promise to keep maintaining free content and add new characters, et cetera, trying to basically sugarcoat the announcement here. I am going to take the moment to read this because Leshki did put her time into typing this out. Leshki is a very big Disney Dreamlight Valley fan, and she tried to be here today, but she wasn't able to make it. But
wasn't she like the official creator for
I think she
Disney
was,
Dreamlight Valley?
Yeah, she was actually.
What is an official what is an official creator? Are they're there just to like promote the game, or did they actually have
Basically.
decision making? Like,
I don't know to
could
that
they make
extent.
like
So it's kind of like, you know, how you have like those people that are like partnered by certain brands. Like you have like your affiliated with Capcom, affiliated with EA. Like you're
right?
not part of like the decision making, but
You're there to
you're
promote.
kind of like
Yeah.
play the game, promote them. And I think like if anyone buys anything, you get like a small percentage if you have like
Yeah.
a code or something like that. And then I think in some cases, like if you discover bugs, like people like I think the developers can kind of like use you kind of like an alpha or beta tester.
Yeah. It'd be cool
So
if you could provide like
Yeah.
feedback.
yeah,
They allowed
which-
feedback.
which may be happening. I don't. I'm not sure. Leshki could probably touch on that more. But I am going to take the time to read this because she did take the time out of her
Mhm.
day to type this up
Yeah,
for us, so
she
we could speak on her behalf. So honestly, for me, and this is my personal opinion as far as a fan of the game from day one, I'm not mad we have to pay for DLC and that there are great characters locked behind it. I knew this was coming, as Gameloft was transparent about that from the start. I'm not mad about the horrible pricing in the premium shop, as I was fully expecting this to become free to play and they had to make money somehow. I just wish that if there were any doubts about the free to play, that they would have made an announcement with more explanation and more notice. I know that lots of content creators out there have been telling their community members who were on the fence due to finances to wait, and now they have to fork up the money anyways and missed out on a year's worth of content. I'm just disappointed. I truly do hope that they can be a bit more transparent with us as to the reasoning. The reasoning won't make it better and okay, but it may allow me to better understand as to why. I just want to know the true reason as to why. Like if they said we introduced the Dream Snaps as a way to earn Moonstones, and now our Moonstone purchases have dropped so financially, we need to make money to keep the servers on, I'd be like, okay, understood. Still not happy, but I get it. But the lack of transparency is just having everyone believe that this is nothing but greed. I truly do hope that on the November 1st stream, they potentially address this, or at least indicate that they will address this in the future. We shall see what happens. As of now, though, I am upset. I will continue to play the game because I did pay for it and I love Disney, but I don't think I can trust Gameloft further unless they address this, and won't buy DLC at full price or anything for full price. That is Leshki's statement. Again, she was not here to share this, but she did take the time for us to speak on her behalf like that. So, Leshki is clearly upset about this whole situation, to where the point where she's like, hey, I'm not buying any more product or any more purchases with this game.
Yeah.
And Everis and Leshki and Pow and all of us chimed in on this yesterday. This is a big fucking oops.
Yep.
Like,
Do you think it was something where they toyed with the idea of making it free to play, but they still weren't sure about it, and then they realized that they were diving into a pool too deep without checking the water first?
Well,
I think it's the
they
exact
should have been
opposite.
transparent about that. Like if they actually mentioned that, like, hey, we have reversed the decision because if they went into like further detail, like it's actually what you mentioned earlier today in the Discord, Evers, where if they did something like communicating, it's like, hey, we're doing this because like the costs of like using these intellectual properties is like a lot. Like the server, especially when we're adding multiplayer to this, it's going to cost extra. So we just want to make sure that we're able to bring in enough capital in order to continue to provide excellent service for you. And yeah, people would not be happy, but it's like, thank you for the transparency. We get it. Yeah, it's really expensive, but fine. But because they didn't do that, it smells like greed.
Yeah.
And especially when Disney already has a poor reputation of being greedy, especially
Right.
considering, you know, all the strikes and all those people at Disney, and be like, I think I want like a 15th yacht. What do you think?
No, 16.
If you want,
I mean, that's
Go.
that goes back to what I was saying, in the sense that it's like if they had a reason that would be accepted positively by people, like, you know, moderately positively by the community, they probably would have said it. You know?
Yeah.
I don't think they would keep anything hidden that they didn't think was important.
Here's honestly what I think happened. This is because I had this conversation with Pal earlier this morning. This is what I personally think happened. I think what happened is they made the game early access. You paid for early access, and I think that was to fund the upfront cost to develop the game. You get enough
Yeah.
early access revenue, et cetera, you can fund the game and then get yourselves to the free to play or the, play to win format or whatever to maintain the game from there. I think what happened is that they saw the revenue from the early access and they said, wait a minute, people are literally paying for this thing nonstop. It keeps selling in early access. Why would we release this free to play?
Mm-hmm.
I think that's what
Yeah.
happened. Some executive fresh out of school with an MBA saw that
Got
and he'd be
greedy.
like, why would you let this be free? You're
Yeah,
raking
they
in
were like,
money doing this.
Money.
So because I just checked their Twitter page. Because usually when there's like a lot of blowback, which there actually was,
It's a lot.
they would put out like a statement or a tweet to try and address it and try and calm down like the angry mob. They did not do that. They actually went ahead and just posted about
Halloween's
what is it?
coming or some nonsense like that.
Yeah, day 2 of reasons to tune into the Disney Dreamlight Valley showcase. You like in-game goodies. They're just talking about in-game goodies. They do not care. They know they're going to make money. They know that, people are going to be mad, but they're going to make money anyway. And they're just going to keep doing what they're doing because they're Disney.
Mm-hmm.
It says a
So
lot.
if they cared about, like as I ever said, if there was legitimate reason for them to make it not free to play, they would have stated already. They have done nothing. We know what's in their best interests. Well, what they're interested in.
Money.
This whole situation says a lot about like this, and this is one of the few companies I think that gets it, is this Disney worship that happens amongst their community. Like the Disney adults, the Disney, just that rabid fan base of people. There are actually people praising this decision, saying like, oh yeah, make it, make it a full purchase. Why would we go free to play? Which is not the crux of the discussion. The discussion is they made one statement and then they basically bait and switched it into another.
They backtracked.
Yeah.
Mhm.
That is not an acceptable business practice in the way that they did it.
But the unfortunate reality is because they're Disney, they can just get away with it. And other people think, hey,
the problem.
Because Disney did this, we can do this too.
That's the problem. It's like Disney does it and then people just think, oh, it's not a big deal. Like it's Disney, God forbid, like this is the worst decision ever. I'm never going to buy Disney again, blah, 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 blah. But as soon as they release the, Inside Out or the Nightmare Before Christmas Halloween bucket pack or whatever they're going to throw in this game, it's all the way back to swiping credit cards.
Bucket pack.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like,
basically, when Disney fuck up, they do the equivalent of dangling keys, the jingling keys in front of you to try and get your attention away from their fuck up. Now,
there's always
what they
something.
Do. Yeah, there's always something that they misdirect you with,
and
distract you from what they're doing.
It bothers me. It bothers me to no end how much people worship this company. Like it bothers me to no end. This is literally a guy who was on. This is a CEO who was on an interview, literally saying like, we'll just keep the strike going because they're going to break and they're going to suffer and they're going to need to work. This is a dude worth making $30 million a year. And we're over here sitting here lining up to the parks. Like, I mean, Disneyland is fun. I get it. It's a fun place. You go, et cetera, you have a good time. I understand, right? But to sit there and just worship this company and every footing that they walk on, because you have some rose-colored glasses nostalgia about you, and realize like they're literally just taking your money and backing out on promises that they made. not even the like Zenith mentioned licensing costs. They own the licenses. It's not like they have to pay somebody else to be like, yo, stick Tarzan in this game. No, they own it.
Yeah.
You know, like they own it. Why would they have to? What cost is there associated with licensing? There is none.
Yeah, like I would understand if it was like Epic Games. It's like, hey, we want to add Mickey Mouse to Fortnite.
Oh, of course.
And they probably would have to pay hand over fist just to make that happen.
Which
Yeah.
they
Whereas
did when,
when
they put
it's
Thanos, yeah.
Disney Dreamlight Valley, it's like, hey, well, oh my God, we fucking own Mickey Mouse. What the hell? When did that happen? And then they can just stick him whoever they want in there. And it's not going to matter because they already own the properties.
And I'd imagine they've come up with some spiel out there to make it seem like they have to still pay for licensing, even though they own the licenses. Oh, we need this cost to cover this licensing specifically for this video game. No, you own the characters. It doesn't make any sense. Everis asked last night if there has ever been a game that was like early access and then went, free to play.
I can't think of one.
Nope.
It wasn't early access, but for over a decade, The Sims was actually paid, a paid purchase, and then it went free to play. But you still had to pay for all the expansion packs and build on the game. The Sims 4 is free to play now.
Is it really?
The
It
base
is.
game's free to play.
Yeah, but that's the opposite. It's going from,
What?
all right, you paid
I
for the
bought that
game.
I could have gotten it for free.
Yeah,
Yep.
but it's also,
Yeah,
what,
but that's
8 years
actually
old?
like a decent move.
Bastards.
Is, like,
Bastards.
Because then that means that, like, hey, yes, people played it now, but the game's now really old. But now if you want to play it, you can play it for free. But if you want the expansions, obviously you're going to have to pay.
Right.
Whereas it's like, hey, people have already paid for the early access. We're going to go free to play. But then, actually we want money. So it's actually the opposite of what Sims is. So this is worse than what EA's ever done.
Yeah.
So I couldn't think of any other companies that have pulled that tactic.
It's wild what
But
happened
this doesn't
here.
make any sense.
Disney are just basically trying to compete with EA in terms of how scummy they can be.
That's what I'm saying. It's like we need to stop worshiping the mouse because
Whooshing.
it's just stop.
Yeah.
Like it bothers me. And I know I'm just one guy in the fold here that's just let people be, right? No, like it literally bothers me how much like these guys get away with in terms of just
Because of blind
scummy
loyalty.
business tactics.
Yeah.
Because they own Mickey.
I've seen like some kind of like fandoms where it's, there's fandoms and then there's cult. And sometimes like, especially when Disney's getting away with this kind of stuff and people are just letting them do what they want and allowing themselves to be taken advantage of. It's like, how do you not see that this is kind of a cult here?
I mean, if you think about it, Disney could become a religion if they wanted to, because like they have thousands of followers all across the world, and they all contribute to one big giant, land where they own it, and they all like buy things and worship the things in there.
Yeah,
It's
Don't give
weird
them
though
the
because
idea.
there's different. Well, now because Disney's so large, there's different there's different Disney addicts. That's all.
Yeah.
You've got your Marvel Disney addicts, and then you've got your
Star
Disney
Wars.
princess. Then you've got Star Wars. So it's so diverse now.
Yeah. What would a Disney religion be like? I just
what?
imagine
Yeah,
the
where are they
four.
worshiping?
Instead of the four horsemen, the four horsemen is the four. The four mousemen of the Yuccablips.
The Force.
Excuse me?
The three wise men are going to be Goofy, Donald Duck, and like Chippendale or some shit like that.
Yeah.
So I don't even basically, Everest, you said it best earlier today or last night, I forget when it was, but you basically said if they have no other reason to do this aside of greed, they would have disclosed it.
Yeah.
Mhm. Yeah.
They
would have at least made a statement. They would have cared to be like, hey, we understand that you guys are upset. Hang on. But they have not done that.
It's not like they didn't say anything. They just said everything else except that they made a statement. They just didn't.
And
You
it
know what
was
I mean?
the
It's not
standard-
like
Yeah, it's not that they're just like shoehorning. It's like, hey guys, the game's globally launched, and then people find out upon
They-
playing. It's like,
yeah,
oh, you have to
they
put
took
in.
the
you have to pay-
effort to put together a whole graphic thing, and yeah, that was the time to do it, and they didn't. So
Yeah.
At least the person fuck you looks pretty. That's basically that statement. Here's the statement. It looks pretty, but we fucking you on this one. So it's very upsetting. People are really, really upset. People missed out on a year's worth of content because they were being told by their creative representatives that, hey, this game's going to go free to play. Just write it out. And
Did
now
they-
they've backtracked on the whole thing.
I got the impression from Lushki's her. I don't know if I read it completely right, but is it? Did people actually miss out on anything, like something that was like limited edition because they didn't play in the last year, or is it just that they now have a year to catch up on a bunch of
Um,
I
content?
don't. I'm gonna
Or,
guess.
you know,
I'm
I
gonna
don't
guess if it's
think
anything
there was
like
anything.
I don't know, but I'm gonna guess if it's anything like the Overwatch system, where like during the holidays they have a holiday skins pack that you can get and stuff and compete for, blah 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 blah. I'm gonna guess that's the case. So if they did a holiday thing last year when they launched, and then now they're not gonna have an opportunity to get that unless they reissue, or like reactivate the event and launch it again, that kind of stuff. I'm imagining that's the kind of content people missed out on.
Okay.
I don't have that official statement yet. I'm sure Leshki can touch on it more maybe next week as we hear more about this. Because there is a stream coming in like 2 or 3 days where they're going to address this stuff. No, well,
They're probably
Sorry.
not.
they're probably not. Sorry.
Let's be
I take
honest,
that
they're
back.
probably
Ignore
not.
it, honestly.
But they may have to. They may have to.
They will. I
address
think
some
they
of it.
should do. If they have to, they should do it. But if they don't do it, then they're like just causing more problems for themselves.
If Unity and other companies have taught us anything, they're going to wait like 3 weeks after when they should have addressed it
yeah,
to do anything.
There's a
It's by
statement.
that
There's
point-
a question in the chat here. Do you think they are thinking if they make more money, it will make the game live longer and they'll maybe make other ones? There's no need to make another game of this. This is one of
No.
those games that has a base standard and they just build and build and build and build on top of it.
like it's basically like the equivalent of like Final Fantasy 14, where like they start with a base point and they keep building and building and building. This basically is what they're trying to do.
Well, that's
They've
why we
already
don't have started too.
confirmed- They've
Yeah.
already confirmed DLC packs, paid DLC packs from the future and whatnot. And and they were supposed to, part of the agreement of this game was that they're going to release free updates all the time. So it's not like they're making us pay $30 now so we can get free updates. It's that we already had free updates,
But
but
now
they're
you have
taking
to
our
buy
money
the game.
but we're taking their money anyway.
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, but yeah, so now you have to pay for the game anyway, and oops, all those free updates are now paid DLC.
yeah.
And not to mention apparently moonstones, which is like the currency,
In-game currency, yeah.
are like really overpriced, and they consider the prices fair.
Mm-hmm.
Cosmetics are never fair.
based on what
No.
market, right? Like, where's the moonstone exchange so I can see what fair market price is on these moonstones,
Right.
type of thing. It's
I can't find a single like mobile game that doesn't have in-game currency in it.
right.
Like I was at the airport the other day and I was like, I'm so bored. I'm gonna download a game on my phone and play on it. There was nothing. There was nothing that I could find that does not have some kind of paywall. It made me mad.
And that's why I don't know. Anytime I just hear like a popular game is being brought to mobile, it's like, oh, here we go. Here we go. How much of the cosmetics going to be?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, like freaking Mario Kart. Like I don't know a single person that plays Mario Kart Tour or Diablo Immortal.
Oh god.
I forgot all about that one.
Yeah.
Wait, about which one?
Diablo Immortal.
No,
D-
Did you say Mario Kart?
yeah, Mario
Yeah.
Kart Tour.
Oh, tour.
Yeah. I don't know anyone that plays it. If they did, they'd
No.
probably try it out and they're like, I'm not, it's pay to win.
I don't even know what it is.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Exactly.
Didn't do
I
very
don't
well.
even
And
know
apparently
what it
they've
is.
made like millions from it. But that's because like there's a small group of people that get so addicted on it they just spend thousands and thousands of dollars on all these things. Where all of us out here are like, I just want to pay full price for one game and maybe some DLC and not these like freaking mobile
I miss
like loot boxes. No, thank you.
I miss the early days, like the early 2010 days of mobile gaming, where there was like Angry Birds, Temple Run, Flappy
Fruit
Bird,
Ninja.
Fruit Ninja.
Yeah.
Like
Those were actually good. I enjoyed those.
yeah, those are fun ones. Now it's all just pay to win.
It's all, V-Bucks and Roblox cards and whatever the hell else.
Raid Shadow Legends on your phone now.
Oh, yeah. What's the other one?
Sponsored by Raid's Shadow Legends.
Is it Clash of Clans or some shit like that? Is that the
Clash
other
of
one?
Clans is another one, yeah.
My mom plays the one with the jewel things.
Jewel Blitz.
No. Oh, no, they're not. The candy one. I'm sorry.
Oh,
the Candy
Crush
one.
Saga.
Yeah. And I'm just
My mom played that for a while.
I was like, oh. Anyway, the solution to this whole thing: save your money and go buy Super Mario Wonder and go buy Spider-Man 2.
Yeah. Or any other game that's more worth your time.
Take your Disney Dreamlight Valley money that you were going to spend on this thing and go buy Spider-Man 2, Super Mario Wonder, Tears of the Kingdom.
Alan Wake 2 came out recently.
Wake 2.
Apparently that's really good. Go buy that.
Baldur's Gate 3. There are tons of other games you could spend your money on. A lot
Resident
of them.
Evil 4 remake. Another one.
Yeah. Baldur's Gate 3, a game that actually does promise that they're not releasing any there's not a single microtransaction involved in Baldur's Gate, and they're not releasing any kind of paid DLC. Nothing. Just full game. Them. You get the whole experience.
Knock wood.
They've already decided they're not doing it.
They should do DLC though. That'd be cool.
I'd be fine with
it. Would you like some more content on top of your crazy content?
Yeah.
Would you like another 50 hours of content on 200 hours of content?
What animal are you gonna bang this time?
Yeah.
All the bears. But they said that they already feel that the game is like a complete full experience, and there's like several hundreds of hours of like different content they can do. They don't feel like a need to add to it. But
so in other words, Baldur's Gate 4.
But at the same time, though, I do feel with the success that they're probably going to start getting to work on Baldur's Gate 4, and I really hope Larian Studios is behind it.
Yeah.
Anyone else have anything to chime in on this Disney Dreamlight thing before we wind down here?
No, I think you covered everything.
All right.
Everything good.
Just vote with your wallets, people. There's plenty of other games out there you could be playing, but if you do want to play this, just realize you're getting stiffed.
Ooh.
On that note, that is the end of the episode. We are going to be back next week. It's a little bit of a weird schedule, and I do believe next week is the last episode of the year.
Yep.
Are you serious?
I think so.
Yeah.
Wow.
If I did the calendar right. It's the next episode of the year, or the last episode of the year. Then we go on break, but for the pod, we're going on break. But we are going to put out some content for you. We are working on a Baldur's Gate 3 run with some of the team members here.
Game.
Are we going to stream it right here?
We could stream it here. We could put it on YouTube, and we can simulcast it.
Well, if you stream it, then let's hit that affiliate.
Let's hit that affiliate. We're going to work on it. Yeah, let's stream it and let's hit that affiliate. So yeah, we've got that content coming for you, and then a bunch of other little things sprinkled in and out throughout the whole thing here. Again, feel free to do ! social media. That'll get you all the links to where you can follow us. Go watch Everis stream today. If you are live watching us on Twitch right now, go watch Everis stream Super Mario Wonder tonight. She would appreciate it very, very much. Go love her. And go love Mario. This has been good.
Jokes aside, it is my first stream since I think I want to say June.
Wow,
it's been a while.
You need to go to
It's
Twitch.
been a while, hasn't it, Zen?
Yeah.
Yeah, go for it.
Go for it. Go do your thing, girl. Hit it.
What time will you be live?
Usually it ends up being around like 7:30ish. So 10:30 around your time. Around the time you'll be done, honestly.
Yeah,
I'll be
I will
asleep.
specifically raid you.
Oh,
If Pow and I are back,
what if I'm not live?
if Pow
Then
and I are
I'll
back
raid
from
anyway.
date night, we'll be there too.
Ah,
I'll try to be back
You
from
guys
date
are the
night anytime.
best. You
I'll
guys are
stay
so.
awake.
You guys
I'll
are
stay
so
awake.
sweet.
I'll
We
stay
love
awake to watch
Everis.
Everis.
It's Everest.
Oh,
We can't not love on Everest.
Dill, how about I just like stream super late until like 1 a.m. and it'll be like
I mean-
9 a.m. your time.
I mean, all you gotta do Everis is stream for a long time, and then I'll just wake up and say, "Hi, Everis, how you doing?"
Yeah, and then it'll go
Close
off
up the stream.
Yeah.
Stop the stream.
and stream there.
End stream there. You can end stream now that I'm here.
All right.
Aw.
This has been Good Friends, Good Games. We'll see you next week. You guys all have a great rest of your weekend, and we'll appreciate you. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye everybody.